Y'all feeling festive?
I mean, as much as I can be.
I'm just here for the gifts, man. I heard that we got gifts today, and I'm a man who
It's a bold
has
assumption.
no substance, so you're getting me a gift. If not, I'm walking out with one.
Bold assumption that I'm gonna gift you anything.
If you're not gonna gift me something, I'm taking.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't get you guys anything. I have no gifts.
Let's beat his ass.
I'm no
Fuck
gifts.
this guy.
Welcome back, y'all. We are here for our second annual TD3 Christmas episode. We got a little decoration going on. He's got some shit on his head. We're here, man, in person. The monthly show. We told you guys last month when we debuted this new studio that once a month we're going to be here doing an in-person show until April, when we're going to be doing it full-time in person. Every single piece of content from here on out. Yeah, man, here we are for the December show.
We are not liars.
Not today.
Yeah, for now. Today
Yes,
we're not.
Exactly.
We are known liars in some other ways, but today we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, on top of this being the annual TD3 Christmas show, it's also a special episode on the content side because I think it's going to be part of the Christmas tradition. Every single time this time of year comes around, we are going to rank the current top 30 players in the NBA. We did this last year, and I like doing it at this point because we have like 25 games of sample size, so it is based on this year. But, you know, it's still kind of a small sample size. So we based some stuff off of last year and kind of like try to balance it. Mm-hmm. And last year, some players got to a really hot start. The shit fell off. Some players started slow. They bounced back. So we're kind of setting ourselves up for it not to age well. But I think that makes it fun.
Yeah, it's fun, though, because it is like a nice... Listen, the player who fell off the most, Tyrese Halliburton, right?
Yeah,
like, we all had him...
We had like 14 last year.
That's what I'm saying. We all had him really, really high. So it is a nice snapshot of like what was going on in the NBA at this time. And now, listen, sometimes we get to hate early too. Like there's some guys we can just get out ahead and be like, I understand what they're doing throughout the first 25 games. I don't think that's going to continue. I'm not putting them on my list. So it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, man. Let's overreact a little bit. Like we have to have some tact with it. We had to not do too much, not buy into too many slow starts or people having out of body shooting, like hot shooting. But it's fun to overreact a little bit and see like how the changing of the guard goes.
Yeah, exactly. I think we can all agree that throughout the first 25, 27 games that we have these players at right now, this list probably won't be the same game 70, game 80. So this is just based off of, like you said, right now and who we really know these players are known to be throughout their entirety of their career.
But yeah, man, we're going to get into it. We're going to do a little Christmas festivities before we get started, do our top 30 rankings, do TikTok time, the usual. But before we get into that, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor, drop a like and subscribe, help the show grow. If you're on Spotify, leave us 5 stars, leave a review, watch the video on Spotify now. We're really growing there real fast. I checked yesterday, we were number 13 in sports podcasts in the US and 12 in Australia. For some reason, we're bigger in Australia on Spotify. I don't know why.
Good day to all the mates. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the Roos.
Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Kangaroos.
We're putting on
Patty Mills.
Just do all the stereotypes. Blooming onions. Yeah, man. Let's jump straight into the episode. Let's go.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my God.
Merry Christmas, family. Happy holidays from the Philadelphia 76ers.
Crayon eaters, rejoice!
All right, before we get into the main episode, we got a little gifts to give out. We get a little Christmas festivities as we always do on this show. Mo, I think you have stuff too, right?
Yeah, I got some good
This
stuff.
guy doesn't. This freeloader doesn't got shit.
First of all, I told y'all weeks ago, I'm not getting you anything.
Y'all,
I told you weeks ago that I wasn't going to do anything. So it's not on me. You guys shouldn't be surprised when I'm just a man of my word. That's all I am.
I know each and every one of y'all at home have one of these friends. Sad to say, today I found out that Donovan was one of those friends that we have.
Told you guys. Listen, honestly, I have become so kind of like anti just like gift giving as a whole. I've told many people in my life, I'm not going to buy you like greeting cards. I'm done with like greeting cards, birthday cards, all of that. I don't do that. And
you don't believe in kind gestures?
No, I don't. And
hey, we're done with love.
Not in the form of a card. It's a waste of $1.29.
Yeah,
I think cards are whack too. But I got some gifts going on. We'll start with Donovan. We'll start with the guy who doesn't deserve it, but we'll give him his stuff first. First gift. I'll do all mine. You do all yours. Here you go, Donovan. Give him that. Go ahead.
Also, I know these gifts are going to be foolish, so no. Go
ahead and open that one.
Let me see.
Let's see what Donovan got first. I got him a little bag.
Oh, you actually got me something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is actually hard.
Oh shit! Wow.
This is
He must feel
hard.
like shit.
No, I actually do feel bad. Because I thought these were gagging. I thought that's what we were doing. This is actually on the hard. This is actually hard.
For the audio listeners, it is a green corduroy Yankees hat.
Oh, this is actually hard.
Just yesterday on the stream, TD3 Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time tap in, or 6 p.m. Eastern time tap in. Donovan was going for bat, saying that the Yankees have the best logo in all of sports.
It is. It's the best. It's the best logo in all of sports.
And now you got it.
We're not done yet, though. We got you a few more. We got you this.
Oh, is this
me?
Kobe.
We got one more.
First team all hands.
All right. Why you got him legit gifts last year? What did you get him last year?
Bullshit. I don't remember. We got him a vintage sweater. Before we start, he actually was just telling me he fucked with my sweater and he wanted to steal it. So this is actually.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
No, I feel so bad. I feel awful. Because this is hard and I'm definitely going to wear this.
You would buy that, actually.
Yes, I would.
That goes with your fit, too, right now.
I know.
And then we got one more.
No, this is fine.
One last thing. Pass it over to him.
Wow, bro. He actually spoiled your ass. Oh, my god.
One more thing. The best gift of them all, I think. I think this is the one that we really come here for your audio listeners.
Oh,
it's a booklet of some sort. A photo booklet. Why don't you show the camera? It says Merry Christmas on the front. Show your solo camera right here. Okay. First page, we don't got nothing. Then we open it up. It's a book of the best pictures of you over the years.
It's all my lookalikes. This is terrible. We have,
show the camera.
We have AJ Dillon.
We need to see this too.
We have Kendrick Lamar with the hat on. Chubbs. Who else? Me. This is Cliff Paul. Mikal Bridges. Who's this? Norm Powell. Robert Ory.
And that's all.
That is hilarious.
Just reminds you like where you come from. The many faces of Donovan.
This is so stupid.
All your looks over the years.
No, that's hilarious, bro.
I think my three favorites are Chubbs.
Yeah, Chubbs.
Chubbs is crazy.
I think Chubbs, Cliff Paul, because our friend, one of our friends from college, Benny, he's called me Cliff Paul since the moment that
they
commercial.
Called you New Chris Paul.
Yeah. And so that's been my name for like years now. And then Robert Ory. People, honestly, we went to the museum one time and on the way there, two different people stopped me and told me I look like Mikal Bridges. I don't necessarily see it, but I
don't see that.
But like in the wild, that's the one that I do get the most.
And then, here's Mo's.
The fuck is this?
Yeah, that's some shit.
Give me some.
Be grateful you got anything.
God damn. Well, your packages, your writing was better than mine.
Be grateful you got anything.
I don't know what this means, audio listeners. This says creeper and has that Minecraft view on it. What is the context of this?
Clearly,
this is a disgusting allegation against me, and I do not sign up for this. This is being left in Chicago. I'm leaving this at the O'Hare Airport. I swear to God. Any of you TD3 crown eaters or audio listeners listening, if you find this, go ahead and tag me on Twitter.
I feel like I did a good job personalizing the gifts to both of you. I think it's obviously.
Thank you.
So how does this relate to me?
I'm kidding. That's not your main gift. You have one more. You have a real gift with some real wrapping paper. I'm just fucking with you.
Good God, creeper.
It's real.
That is hilarious, bro.
I'm not gonna give you a creeper hat. It's obviously not.
What are you trying to let society know about me, man?
I'm doing what I can.
Okay, nice.
We got a real gift, some wrapping paper in there.
Okay, I want Amazon Prime you guys some stuff.
All right. I thought we were for real. Again, I see what audio listeners, you got to just watch this for yourself. I'm not going to say this.
Let me see.
What does this mean? What are you trying to let society know about me? How does this represent me?
I'm just doing what I can to be a good friend.
You give Donovan fire-ass Yankees hat, a fire-ass hoodie.
All I'm hearing is ungrateful bitching. What are we talking about?
And I get two disgusting hats.
I
got creeper and cock. What does that have to do with me?
I thought I did a good job. Shit.
Nah, this is tough. This is tough.
I thought it was on my Santa Claus shit.
No, you're not gonna steal it. No, you're not gonna steal it. No, I know you.
You don't know
not
me.
gonna steal it.
You do know me.
I'm playing my role as Santa Claus.
Okay, where's my real gift?
That's your real gift. You're holding it. Do you not see the wrapping paper?
Yeah, it's kind of big.
This is the worst Christmas of all time.
Grow up.
This is the worst Christmas of all time, literally. All right. Are you serious?
Do you see any more gifts in front of me?
Oh my God. You'll be facing, you too. You'll be
I didn't do
facing
anything.
a disgusting.
Boy, hold on. I maybe got one more.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I didn't do anything. But like I said, I will. I might have to prime you guys some stuff.
Dude, I was about to put on my best David Stern impression right now and give you guys the heftiest TD3 suspension. You guys remember Nikhil?
Mm-hmm.
People saying that man is a legend. People don't believe if he's real or not.
What that is?
I know people. I will handle it and get it.
There you go.
What is this for?
For your sniffly ass nose. Every episode, people comment, damn, Mo needs to blow his goddamn nose. I'm hearing all these sniffles. I'm helping you. I'm bringing you utility to your life.
Okay.
You have to fight him.
You got to blow that fucking nose.
You have to fight him.
This right here, I'll actually take home with me. But out of spite, I'm never blowing my nose again. In fact, I'm spitting loogies now. And this is not only your fault.
You're not spiting me. You're spiting the fans who have to hear your every 2 seconds.
Wow. This is like actually the worst. I don't even celebrate Christmas. And this is like the worst Christmas I've ever experienced in my entire life. You know that?
It's a pretty good one for me.
TD3 fines will be handed.
I'm wearing these on the next 2 shirts.
Speaking of handing.
We'll see me in this. You have stuff?
I have your gifts right here.
Staples Connect. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to hand these both to you guys.
Okay.
And I want you guys to close your eyes and reveal it to the camera at first, okay?
Okay, my eyes are closed. Hand is out, eyes are closed.
Okay. I'm going to show. This is yours, Donovan?
Reveal it to the camera first?
Yeah, reveal it to the camera
eyes
first.
Eyes are closed. I'm hoping I can hold this right.
And there you go. You're holding it perfectly.
Okay.
Is it upside down?
Is it upside down?
Nope. It's actually not. All right.
Okay.
Show each other and open your eyes.
Oh my God. This looks like John Travolta. You see John Travolta in recent movies of all that? This looks like.
I like this. I like this picture.
They actually look nice on like your set, or it's just like you leaving around the house somewhere. It's a great decor, if you ask me.
I appreciate that.
You know what's funny?
What?
Stupid ass put this in upside down.
Is it upside down?
Yep, in the frame. If I try to put the stand up, it's upside down.
Yeah, that was last minute. Regardless, you know how frames work, I guess. So flip it around.
Wow. Well, this is a travesty. This is everything I don't want to believe is real in this life. The reality that I don't want to live towards.
15, 20 years, hopefully.
15 years? You're giving me no credit.
We've already discussed this, though. We're never getting to that point.
God forbid.
If our headlines ever start receding, we will make a pact and let's make it here. We're taking the flight to Turkey.
Oh, we're having a
podcast
in Turkey.
We're going over there.
This is a Humpty Dumpty.
Our flights are already booked. Are you coming with us?
Oh, I've already booked it. Like I said it for 25 years. I gave myself one more credit than you gave me. But I got that pre-check-in already. I got it booked for, what year is that? I set it for like 2042 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll adjust my flights for you. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, go fuck yourself. This is terrible. I want nothing to do with this ever. I'm going to break that with hammers.
And what a TD3 Christmas. Wow. Woo! This is terrible. Last year was much better. At least last year you gave me things that were actually useful. But you gave me Creeper, Cock, and Kleenex.
I'm just never giving you anything ever again because you are the most ungrateful motherfucker I ever met in my life.
He's giving you nothing. And you want to give him something again?
That's not true. I got him something last year.
What did you give him?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I think I did.
And with that being said, let's rank the top 30 players in the NBA right now.
Let's do it.
Off top, I disqualified. I'll give you guys the rules for how I view this list.
Okay.
It is not just this year strictly. It's not who's playing the best this year. It's really, I only looked at from the start of last year through this year, but I use context, obviously. I'm not going to be an idiot about it. If somebody's having the worst shooting slump of their career, I'm not going to just say, oh, they're terrible forever. But I also moved people based on performance this year. I didn't fully ignore it. And I disqualified completely Joel Embiid and Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
I do not know how good Joel Embiid is anymore. This seems like it's a chronic injury that's not going to go away. So it's to the point where I can't just assume he is who he is last year. And he's played so little this year with like rust and minutes restrictions that I just can't tell at all how good he is. So I didn't rank him.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't rank Joel Embiid either. He did play like 5-7 games so far this year.
Yeah.
And it's like a hit or miss every single one of those games. And it's just so hard to gauge how good he is. Like if he came out swinging through these 5-7 games, then yeah, I'm going to rank him because he looks exactly the same as last year. But because of these continuous nagging injuries and also like all these other players ascending as well, I'm just going to give him credit by not ranking him at all. If I was to rank him, it would be disrespectful. I'd rather not do that.
Yeah, I legit don't know. I could see a world where he's never the same, Or maybe it's overreaction and he goes back looking like a top 6 player again. I just can't tell right now, so I'd rather not even. I could throw him at 18, I guess, or some random bullshit, but I just omitted him.
Yeah.
He's on my list.
Oh my god.
Okay.
He is.
You're not passing up an opportunity to
No, but I didn't feel the need to exclude him just because there are other guys on my list who have been hurt for a majority of this year for like a big stretch, and they were playing well, so we're gonna give them the credit to be on the list, but at the same time, like just because like Embiid or Zion played whatever amount of games and didn't look well, like when they come back healthy, there is still like a certain level of expectation that you have for them. So I gave the grace to the guys who did play well and are hurt. So
Joel Embiid played with basically a whole entire cast around his leg,
he's a very specific case because his injuries, like, it's not just a normal he missed time. Like Paolo Banchero or Franz Wagner, they played then went out. We're gonna rank them because we kind of understood what we saw before they got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid is dealing with such a clearly big case of like a bunch of injuries. He said he's not even hurt and his knees flaring up. Like this could be like the end of his prime. So because of that, he's a very special case to me of an injured guy.
And that's fair. And listen, we'll talk more about Joel whenever we get to like wherever I put him on the list.
Probably put him at 30.
He's not at 30. He's not at
30. Oh, I forgot to put this slide in the slideshow, but we have, before we get started, we have honorable mentions, our first 3 cuts.
Cool.
Which, let me go ahead and just put that on the slideshow right now real quick. You guys can say, who are your first 3 cuts, Mom?
All right, so I can go first. My first 3 cuts, honorable mention, Scotty Barnes. He was feasting when he came back. Started off slow way earlier in the season. But he's someone who genuinely, if he was healthy, he would easily be like probably somewhere in the top 20, highest 17, 18 range. Who knows? Anyways, next honorable cut, I got Sabonis. I just have a very specific, when it comes to someone like Sabonis, I feel like you have to have a super specific team tailored towards him, and that's just not like attainable for most teams in the NBA. And then I have Pascal Siakam. He's having a great season, but the team sucks, and it's just like
putting Sabonis this low. Listen, I feel like I'm the biggest Sabonis hater on the goddamn internet at this point.
Yeah,
Sabonis made my list. He's not getting cut. My first cuts were Jaren Jackson, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. I feel disgusting about leaving these guys off.
Ooh.
It does not feel good to me whatsoever, especially Jaren. I want to put him on my list so bad. All 3 of them are good enough to be top 30. For my last 6 spots, I had 7 guys. So I had to cut these guys, and I had to cut Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel good about it at all. If you're a fan of these guys and you're going to come in here and yell at me and say, why aren't they top 30? Why aren't they better than so-and-so? You can have it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I can understand cutting someone like Darius Garland. Even I was like struggling with putting him on my honorable mentions list, but I just felt like the other guys are more like standoffish.
Donovan, I see I accidentally put my cuts for yours.
Yeah.
Who are your cuts?
My cuts, Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
Bam Adebayo. Kyrie.
Bam Adebayo. Okay, so you are reacting to this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, very much so. I think that Bam, the offense has been scary. Just because for the Heat, like for Tyler Hero to go and be like the best offensive player for the Heat this year, and for them to have every incentive, and they have asked so much for Bam year in and year out to continuously develop his offensive game. And in the past, it's taken steps forward. This year, it's not even like he just like can't do something. He's just not hitting shots. And so you could look at that and be like, okay, like that's fine. But also the normal Bam shot selection and shots that are going in, that's also not going in. It's not only I'm trying something new and the new stuff isn't going in. Everything is not working for him. Layups aren't going in. Short middies are not going in. That whole thing. So I'm looking at Miami and they're in a very weird position. They're about to trade Jimmy. A lot of that is also because Bam hasn't played up to his expectations. So
yeah,
I'm very like kind of nervous, and I look at the preview. I look at the preview to what we're gonna do in the summer whenever we rank the centers. And last year we had Bam at like 4, and we all knew that some of the younger guys were gonna come in and probably take his spot. I'm looking at that list. I'm like, is Bam going to fall behind X player here, X player there? So it's kind of, I'm very nervous.
I lowered Bam a good bit too. Not this much. He's on my list still, just because I'm giving him credit from last year still. Like, I don't think he completely fell off and isn't good. Still a good defender. But he isn't just shooting cold. He is... Okay, so I'm going to have players on this list that are shooting terribly this year, but I leave them where they are because I think it's just a cold stretch that we don't need to read too much into. We need to read into Bam Adebayo's offense.
Yes.
It's a complete change in desire of where he wants to take shots, aggressiveness going to the rim, a desire to be this mid-range guy, to be LaMarcus Aldridge on floaters and all this stuff that makes me think he's a less valuable offensive player. Even when those shots start to fall a little more, which they inevitably will, I don't think he has the same value he once had offensively when he was really killing it as a lob threat.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't make my list this year. He wants to be LaMarcus Aldridge. That's never been his bag.
He's not on your list either?
No, he's not on my list.
So he's not even on your first cuts?
No, he's not even on my first cuts.
Okay.
I wanted to put him there, but I was like, it's okay to not be top 30 on my list this year.
It is. You're right.
You can be top 30 next year. You were top 30 the year before that. That's absolutely fine. Players have their highs and their lows, and it's hard to have certain levels of consistency when you're he's in his prime. He's not young anymore. But when you're in your prime and you're making such a drastic shift into your game, you're gonna figure out, this is not my thing. I need to go back to just simply putting the ball in the rim as close as possible.
No, that makes sense. Like, look, top 30 is a hard bar to clear. People are going to see this and see that favorite player isn't here. And they're like, what the fuck? Why isn't he top 30? Top 30 is tough. There's 45 all-star level players in the NBA right now. Like, Tyrese Halliburton isn't here. James Harden isn't here. Rudy Gobert isn't here. Like, there's a lot of guys who are very capable of being that any given year, but 30 is just a hard mark. So if you want to do that to Bam, go for it. He's on my list, but I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, Scottie, Bam, Kyrie.
Kyrie's insane that you cut Kyrie, but we know
it's a first cut. I mean, he's right there.
Kyrie not being top 30 is crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of nasty.
We'll see who you have above him, though. We'll talk about your Kyrie hate once we get to the next part of the list. But okay, we can start. Number 25 through 26. I'm up first. At 30, I have Scottie Barnes. At 20, I have Franz Wagner. At 28, I got Bam Adebayo. At 27, I got Jimmy Butler. And at 26, I got Jalen J-Dub Williams.
Wow.
How do y'all feel?
26. Okay, so something that sticks out like a sore thumb to me, for all you guys listening right now and watching right now, if there's one thing you know about Isaac, outside of, LeBron Glaze and Jokic Glaze, he absolutely loves himself, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I do.
Specifically, one of the guys that he absolutely loves on the Thunder is J-Dub. To have him 26 is kind of shocking. I have him higher.
You think 26? I think putting him in the top 30 is being generous. I thought I was glazing putting him on here.
I have J-Dub higher.
Oh, apparently I'm not the biggest glazer here. You guys are gawking it. That's nuts. I mean, listen, he hasn't been... Okay, he's top 30 because I think he not only has the offensive prowess that we've known him to have last year, right? He's an incredible shooter. He has great touch. He can pass a little bit, has his length, he can finish at the rim, all those things that we expect from him. But defensively this year, he has blown my goddamn mind.
Yes.
He was starting at center when Chet was hurt. Teams were shooting 53% against him under the rim. That is insanely low. He uses his length. He has low-key maybe the best hands in the NBA from a wing. His playmaking ability, using his length in the passing lanes, ripping people down low.
We saw that last night playing with him, playing Giannis. He was one-on-one with Giannis. Giannis is trying to go one-on-one. Jada's like, nah, I got that.
Like he's 6'5", but he has good rim protection because when people are down low gathering to go up, swats it out of their hands. Like he has pickpocket on Hall of Fame. He leads the league from his position in deflections, in steals per 48, all that stuff. I think he's a better defender than he is offensive player. I think he's insanely valuable. He is a true Swiss Army knife. He's low-key like Jason Tatum defensively and how versatile he is and what he brings to your ability to extend different types of matchups and play different types of schemes. But we also saw yesterday in big games when he places playoff-level defenses that really hone in on him, his shot making kind of disappears. He kind of so far looks like if you focus on him and don't give him any easy stuff in transition, on cuts, and really make him beat you off the dribble, the first step isn't great, the handle isn't tight, he kind of shrinks a little bit offensively at times.
It's not his fault. So we are respecting the Emirates NBA Cup.
We are.
And especially like the Final Four, the semifinals and the finals game, these are legitimate high-level basketball games, high-intensity games, and they do resemble playoff games. And so for one night, for two, you can see a preview of what the playoffs would look like. However, I still want to give J-Dub the benefit of the doubt once we get to actual playoff time, right? If we can get a full series of this, knowing what happened last year against the Mavericks, him having an opportunity to go through the entire year and then have this opponent and have 7 games to figure them out, do all that stuff. I want to see that before I start saying 100%. Yeah, he starts to shrink in these big games.
Yeah, and my point isn't even, I'm not calling him a choker. I'm just saying that, I think 26 is plenty high. I don't feel like I'm putting him low. But, he's an incredibly versatile defender. He's one of the better perimeter defenders in the NBA, I think, with all his value. And he's an extremely good complementary player, but he's a complementary offensive player. He needs to be there. Chet needs to be there so we have a little more of the hierarchy there where J-Dub can be less relied upon. Mm-hmm. He needs that 5-out spacing. He needs to be able to play off of 2 stars, not just one, and not be forced to be a big creator because that's not his game. He's an incredible off-ball player and just needs to be in that role. And I think some of the guys above him just bring a little more offensively. And maybe if we see him have a strong playoff run, I'll put him higher. Like, I think he's one of the better two-way players in the league. I just didn't want to do too much too fast when some of the guys above him really carry a team more.
Didn't want to do too much too fast. Okay. I think that's okay. With that thought process, I'm not crucifying you whatsoever.
Again, I feel like this is high. I don't know. How high do y'all have him? Like 26? That's pretty good for a non-all-star, third best player on his team.
Non-all-star. You can't say that in 2 months from now.
Sure, he'll probably make it. But he's not... I say that to say he's not stamped. It's not like... I don't think most people view him as like a top 25 player.
Yeah, you're right. But that's because of like reasons outside of basketball in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, again, I'm not mad at you. I just feel... I thought I was already doing a lot. So I'm interested to see where you guys have him.
Okay.
How do you feel about the rest of this?
I'll say this. Jimmy Butler's not on my list.
Jimmy Butler's tough. Jimmy Butler is clearly very capable of being a great player. He just had the game against the Pistons where he had a 30-point triple-double and was in his bag. They lost the game. They lost the game.
You said 30. He had 35, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Yeah.
The problem is he doesn't want to do that consistently, and he's clearly phoning it in, saving his energy for a playoff run. That's hard to gauge the value of that when you know someone is extremely capable of being a top 13, 14, 15 player in the league when they really assert themselves, but they don't do it with any form of consistency, which makes him less valuable. That's why for a playoff series, I think he'd be like 15. But he's down to 27. He could fall to the top 30. I wouldn't be mad at all if you put Jaren in there and not Butler because the consistency isn't there. But we have to really prioritize playoffs. That does matter. As much as I preach, it's not everything. Mm-hmm. We know what Jimmy can do to some extent. Like, he's a very special case. We know this isn't just a normal 19-point guy.
Yeah, but we've said for years now, this has been a theme for the last 3-4 years of Jimmy in the regular season is just going to coast.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you're
how
right.
much, and even like when he's there, he's coasting. We've also seen Jimmy miss a lot of games due to injury. And so there is also a level of him just not being available.
True, that is a good point.
And so for me, I can't look at you and say, I can't like 100% rely on you to be there every single night. And then on the other hand, when you are here, are you going to be able to give me max production and the things that I'm expecting from you until the playoffs? And we saw last year, like the Heat were in a slump towards the end of the year. We saw the famous clip of him saying like, okay, it's about that time. And the Heat never really went on that run because it's very hard to turn and flip a switch in March after you've played a certain way and get yourself into that.
It's also I also on my list, I think about the team context these players are in, and I don't, not to say I give them like a pass for maybe the situation not being perfect, sick ass, but I also think about who they'd be in other situations and better situations for them. Jimmy Butler shouldn't be the best player on his team. He shouldn't be the lead ball handler anymore. But if he were traded to, say, the Warriors and he was put in like the role J-Dub is in, he could do very similar things to J-Dub where he focuses on defensive versatility, uses a little more energy there because he's not asked to be the main creator and can do that. He plays off ball. He focuses on cutting. He does more screen setting. He does all the short roll passing that they could do in the Warriors system. He does the playmaking stuff. And then late game, maybe he gets into more of the back stuff he can do. Butler should be in a better situation for him at this point of his career. And I know that, I know what I do. I think about it like, if I was making a team with this guy and I could put them in what I think is the best situation, how valuable would they be? And I think you could get a lot more out of Jimmy Butler in a different organization.
In theory, you are correct. Jimmy Butler is also 35 years old.
Yeah. And listen, by this time next year, he might be off.
So I think the idea of Jimmy Butler right now is slightly outweighing what we are actually getting on a night in and night out basis from Jimmy.
Right. Yeah,
and that's why he's not on my list.
Yeah, it's very fair. It's very fair. Like most guys, I wouldn't put him on this list with the regular season production he's giving. Mm-hmm. I just feel like Jimmy is a very special case where we know he's like overtly not trying, but is capable of more. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I agree. He is the only guy in my mind. I like how you gave Jimmy Butler that type of grace. I don't like how you gave Bam Adebayo that type of grace because there's a lot of centers in my mind who've outperformed and outgrown like their overall expectations. Like it's not crazy for me to say Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein's having a better season than Bam Adebayo.
I mean, again,
that's not insane to say.
Offensively,
whatsoever.
Bam is still a great defender. So I am always going to give credit to good defenders on this list.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more important in the NBA from a single position than having a strong defensive center. If you're doing the hierarchy of what you need to be a good defense, rim protection is maybe number one. Really, to win basketball games, you have to have a good defense, obviously, and rim protection is more important to a defense than anything is to an offense from a single skill point. It's incredibly important, so I'm always going to elevate elite rim protectors, and Bam Adebayo is that still.
I can understand that line of thinking, but at the end of the day, like adding more context to the conversation, what he is asked and expected to do, mucking up the like one other side of the floor, while also like his slow start and change of play has affected Jimmy Butler in certain ways. So where it's like, okay, well, fuck. So I'm not comparing these two at all. But similar to like how LeBron James is trying to pass off the torch to Anthony Davis, which that's successfully been done, in certain ways, you expect Bam Adebayo to have the torch handed to him by Jimmy Butler, and that just hasn't been the case whatsoever.
That's okay. I agree with you. I do think that even a couple years ago, even when Bam was making strides forward, I think it was still very clear, like Bam is never going to be number one offensive option on a team. And if you put him in that position, that's either bad team building or it's just a delusional idea of what you think that he can be offensively. So I kind of put more blame on the Heat in that situation rather than on Bam Adebayo. But I mean, I'm with you. Like he's still my first cut. But yeah, like 28's fine for me for Bam because I had him like 5 spots lower. If you want to do that, that's okay.
Let's move on. Let's show you guys this because we're getting held up on one. Let's reveal your next person. Man. Mo, who do you got from 30 to 26?
All right, so number 30, I have Jimmy Butler. 29, I had to have Evan Mobley. 28, Tyrese Maxey. 27, Franz Wagner. And 26, I got Jaren Jackson Jr. I feel like a lot of people underrate Jaren Jackson Jr. and the strides offensively and the responsibility. There was like the outside tools. The type of like offense that he's carrying now hasn't been available to him throughout the entirety of his career. And he learned and gained all those chops due to last year when everyone else was out and he was playing with the most random NBA players. So although like his efficiency isn't stellar, it's never going to be stellar. With
it is stellar right now though.
Well, when I think about it, I'm talking about like his 3-point efficiency.
He has a 62% true shooting right now. He is efficient as hell. I want to put him top 30 really bad, so I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Seeing his growth overall, defensively, we know what he is. Okay, yeah, he may have been a little bit overrated defender, but nonetheless, he's still one of the best defenders at his position. And like a few similar things to what you said in terms of like defense being the most valuable thing, specifically rim defense being the most valuable thing on any given case, lunges him up to 26. Now, I did want to redact him a lot because like, he don't get rebounds like
at all. It's weird. He's a big wing. He's a small forward, really.
I think he's averaging like 6 rebounds a game this year. That's ridiculous.
And so he's a very good defender. I don't think he's not a rim protector like Bam Adebayo or like Chet Holmgren. He's not anchoring your defense, being a drop defender and pick and roll in that traditional sense. He's an incredibly versatile Swiss Army knife that helps you defensively because he's incredibly mobile. He can guard big wings. He can guard centers if he needs to. And he gives you crazy lineup versatility. But I don't give him the same boost I give like a Chet Holmgren or something like that, just because he's not that type of lockdown rim defender.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame roamer.
Very important, but it's a little different.
Yeah, you're not putting Jaren on a team that automatically that team is going to be a top 10 defense.
Exactly.
The way that the other, but outside of that, Maxey didn't make my list.
Me neither.
But
that's fair.
But I get it.
Yeah, I understand it. Everything else is fine. You guys have Franz in this range.
Yeah.
Well, let's see yours. Do you know what Franz here?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, why is that? You have him higher?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about when we get there.
So, but my 26 through 30. So at 30, I have Derek White.
Oh shit.
At 29, I have Evan Mobley. 28, I have Sengun. 27, I have Sabonis, and at 26, I have Towns.
This is a fucking. This is a dog shit tier.
This is so different.
This is crazy.
Listen. I told
your first cut was Kyrie Irving, and Derek White is your number 30.
I told you guys last year. If I'm building a team, and I already have my star, I'd rather have Derek White. I think with
Thank
Derek
God
White,
you don't build teams.
I think.
God damn.
First of all, we've seen lists in the past. Okay, so
let's not throw stones in glass houses.
Exactly, not too much, Mr. Walker. Okay, not too much.
What you mean, Walker?
Jarris.
Walker.
Hey, Jarris Walker
Exactly.
He just needs his opportunity.
12 minutes a game, whatever. Derek White.
Jalen Green.
Derek White has shot 40% from three, or 39% last year. He's shooting 40% from three this year. He's averaging 17 points per game. His offensive game continues to grow. He still is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. His playmaking continues to grow. I think that Derek White, in terms of being like an impact player in winning games, obviously there's a weird like scale that you have to grade everybody on the Celtics on because the whole team is OP, so everybody does look better. I do understand that, but Derek White is the definition of a winning basketball player, and everything that he does is fantastic.
I get that.
I think that with his growth, and which is like quietly gone like under the radar in terms of his offense,
shooting specifically,
with that and that continuing to be better and better, I really, really want Derek White on my team if I'm trying to win games.
I appreciate that. He's amazing for his role. He's the best you could possibly get from a non-star in that way. But there's like 40 all-star level guys here. And I don't see you putting Derek White in your all-star ballot. So like, I think there's a difference in...
the all-star ballot hasn't come out yet.
All right, okay.
So,
I'm sorry. I underestimated the glazing. But
then,
there's a difference between how much you'd want him in his role versus how valuable they are overall, because there's much more important roles that there's guys that fit there. Like, I'm assuming you don't have Scotty Barnes on this list. I would much rather have Scotty Barnes. Kyrie Irving, I'd rather have Kyrie Irving. Who are your other first cuts?
Bam.
Yeah, I guess I don't hate that, but
Derek White over Bam is okay in my mind. Like when it comes to like your argument versus Kyrie Irving versus Derek White, I think it's misguided a little bit. A player who's better suits that argument is maybe someone like Darius Garland, who's proven like to struggle against like size and stuff like that on a consistent basis whenever he's deep into the playoffs or just faces against the Boston Celtics or Oklahoma City Thunder. I can understand it because the trade-off might not be worth it because players like Darius Garland just doesn't have enough advantages. That motherfucker Kyrie Irving has at that size the most, possibly some of the most advantages you've seen of all time. So I don't like that placement whatsoever.
Question.
Yeah.
You swap right now, Derek White, Kyrie Irving. The Mavs get better or worse?
Worse.
They get worse because they lose a creator. They lose someone who
has
the ability to bend the whole defense, bro.
But then again, maybe the Celtics are better with Derek White because they have two other stars and they don't need a lot from that guy. So it's very team to team.
Yeah.
The Mavs need a second creator. They're bad next to Luka. There's no other guys that can dribble besides those two. They'd be much worse with Derek White.
Derek White, he's more versatile in terms of like he doesn't need the ball in his hands to dominate.
Kyrie's an amazing off-ball player.
Yeah, but Kyrie Irving applies the same thing. You just rather him have the ball more often than not.
I think that what Derek White does with, again, his defense, his shooting, his whatever, playmaking that you think that he has, I think having that on high level teams is very, very important and it's very valuable. And so that's why he's in my top 30. Like Derek White is amazing.
It's hilarious. I just noticed you put you just like when you started off this list, you're like, let's get these bigs out of here. Towns, Sabonis, Sengun.
Also, Sengun is not as good as Sabonis. Sengun is very good. He's having a good season. Mm-hmm. He might be an all-star because the Rockets might get the 2 seed, and when you're that good of a team, usually you get a representative. I don't think he's playing at a top 30 level. His numbers are down across the board. His defense is better, but his scoring numbers haven't been good. He looks a little too passive. He looks like he has confidence issues as a scorer.
So Sengun is not on your list?
No.
He's
not on my list either.
He's right there.
Maybe top 40, but top 30, 28 is kind of tough.
He's right there. I think that for Houston, for them really not to have any other like standout offensive players and Sengun be like the guy offensively, for his defense to take a slight step forward.
Yeah, he's been good defensively.
I kind of wanted to reward him for that, but he's in the same tier when I like put these rankings together. For Towns, Sabonis, and Sengun, it's all of these very, very skilled offensive bigs who can go out and run your offense. They can get you buckets on any given night. Sabonis, his playmaking is obviously a tier above Sengun and Towns, but they all have that fatal flaw of you're a 5, but you can't really defend like that. And so if you are either my 1 or my 2, or if you're just on the floor everything around you has to be so perfect for the defense to be good that it makes it very, very hard.
Yeah,
I like that. I like what you said.
And that's where
that's why you're in this
everything
tier.
around Sengun is perfect. They're not winning because of offense. They're not winning because Sengun is carrying this offensive load, putting the team on his back. Like, their offense sucks. They're winning because their defense is batshit crazy because they have two very good defensive fours in Jabari Smith and Tari Eason, who can do a lot down low to hide Sengun and help him with his size. And then they have freaks of nature like Amen Thompson guarding on the perimeter. Dylan Brooks has been fantastic. Red Van Vliet can still defend. Like, he has the perfect defensive infrastructure to allow him to look a little better because he's not asked to do quite as much. Offensively, I don't. Sabonis is measurably better in every way.
This having Sengun is really that's my most like all-stars pick where it's like you get your representative.
Yeah.
And like in a vacuum, like I'd probably want Evan Mobley over Sengun. Yeah. You know, like, but I do.
Sengun and Kyrie Irving by like 5 spots. Come on.
You're not real.
You're not triggered.
You don't believe that.
That's what I'm saying. It's more of their like this is
politics is what I'm hearing. Literally politics.
This is your representative. This is who you get.
You're saying the Rockets have earned a top 30 player.
What happened to the TD3 I used to love, bro? Oh my god.
What happened to players earning it the right way?
Exactly.
They get one. It's fine.
I like a lot what you said about Sengun. All those things that you said about Sengun in terms of like, this player is traditionally not a great defender, and everything else around him has to be perfect. That was Karl-Anthony Towns last year for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I believe what sets him apart between Sengun and Sabonis is that he offensively, he may not be the hubs that Sabonis and Sengun are, but he's generally one of the best shooters in the NBA.
For Cat?
Yeah, in general. And I think he's the easiest to build around in terms of winning basketball compared to someone like Sabonis and Sengun who have deficiencies when it comes to shooting as well. So you can't play defense and you can't shoot. It's tough.
Yes, that is true. But for the Knicks to be in the position that they are at right now, which is still like just, they're fine. They're in the upper echelon of a weak Eastern Conference, whatever. They have to have one of like the 4 best offenses in the league every single night for them to win games. Yeah. You have to have an offensive rating of like 120 for you guys to be successful. And so having that is an issue. It's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have them a little bit higher than you. Just I give them slightly more credit. But I simply do not ever want to build around a 5 that can't play defense at a high level. It's just like you want a point guard that's a high level passer or a wing that's a high level defender. You need to have rim protection. Otherwise, you're fighting an uphill battle, and it's almost impossible to win a title. Can you name a single title team in the last however many years that won without good rim protection?
No, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. The Bucks had Giannis and Brook Lopez. Amazing duo. The Lakers, obviously, AD, and they played it big. The Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis and went sicko mode and became unbeatable because of that.
Even when you think about the Warriors,
Draymond Green.
Exactly. In 22, you think about them as like a small team that runs up and down. They were locking up at the rim.
Yeah.
So it just it doesn't happen.
Even the Celtics, like Kristaps Porzingis, I believe he missed the majority of the playoff run. He didn't come back.
He not majority, but he missed a good amount. He missed the end.
Yeah, and even then, like the Boston Celtics game plans to swamp time bomb you every single time that you go in the paint, whether it be Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, or Drew Holiday. They just have chops up shot blocking all over the place.
Yeah. So, and the only team that won a title without an elite center is the Nuggets because they have the greatest offensive center in our goddamn lifetimes. So if Sabonis, Cat, or Sengun can do that, if they can be one of the 5 best offensive players to ever touch a basketball, then we're cooking. Then they're going to be in the title race. But if you can't do that, it's very hard to rank you highly when you have you're missing a very important part of being a center.
Mm-hmm. And the year that the Nuggets won, Jokic was like passable on defense.
He's not terrible.
There's times where all 3 of these guys are negatives on defense.
Especially Cat.
Yeah, they all present their flaws.
Not too much.
But okay, let's move on to the next tier. We spent a hilarious amount of time on the bottom 5, like we always do. 22 minutes, it's what we do. Let's move on to the next tier.
Right.
From 21 through 25. Ooh, there we go. Donovan, who you got?
At 25.
25.
At 25, I have LaMelo. 24, I have De'Aaron. 23, I have Franz Wagner.
Whew.
At 22, I have Dame Lillard. And at 21, I have Trey.
Wow, you are high on Franz.
Okay.
I told y'all last year.
You have Dame at 22?
Was I nervous? Hold on, we're gonna stick on Franz real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Was I nervous that Franz's shot would never come back? Yes, I was. However, throughout the offseason, I was like, you know what? It's fine. There's no way that a guy who has shot this percentage for his career is gonna immediately fall off a cliff and shoot 30% for the rest of his career. Even if it doesn't get back to like 38, 39, he can get to 35, 36, and they'll be fine. Franz is back up there. Paolo's hurt. Franz is out here hooping. Yep. Capital H. The shot is back. The creation is back. The defense is there. And him and Paolo, when they are healthy, are going to be one of the best wing duos in the NBA.
For sure. And
if Franz, he's not gonna average 27 a night when Paolo's there. We'll see. But if Franz is giving you 24, 5 and 5 with good defense, you want to talk about value. You want to talk about you want to talk about being able to carry a team, especially with their offensive profile. Franz Wagner he was going to be an all-star. He deserves to be that high. He is insanely good. And for a team with not a real point guard and Paolo not being like a true point forward, he is one of the most key playmaking pieces on their team. He does everything that they need. He does all the little stuff and all the quiet stuff. Yeah. He's just not, 6'10", drop 50, whatever. He's still that guy.
I would have put him higher. He's one of the guys that I just want to give it time because the sample size is so small. We saw the season started, he didn't look as amazing. Paolo went down and he became first option Franz and was incredible. I want to see him do that for longer because he got hurt. Or I want to see him be able to thrive next to Paolo Banchero because we need to see him have the ability to play off ball and them thrive together, which the 3-point shot is better. It's down to 33% because he started to miss some games. Fine. But it's a small sample size, so it's going to swing a lot. But his ability as a first option is legit. He can be your lead ball handling wing. You mentioned all that stuff you said, which is all correct. Great playmaker. He's a walking mismatch with that size and quickness. He's also fucking fantastic defensively. He is a legit, very good wing defender. His size is crazy. They will be amazing when they're together. But I'm just giving a little bit of time to see him be able to thrive in both the first option role and second option next to Paolo. He's a level of player that it's great what he can do when he has the ball in his hands, but he's not so good that he shouldn't be the first option on the team. He needs to have the ability to thrive next to another star. That's very important for a player of his level. And I just want to see that for 20 games. And then I'll push him up higher with you.
At 20, and that's why at 23, Franz Wagner is, low-level all-star.
Yeah.
Right? He's in that range for me where in the Eastern Conference, if he was healthy, certainly lock for an all-star year in and year out because of how weak it is. But even if you go across the league, he is, I think you could put him on a lot of other teams and his style of play would still work. He would still be able to be effective on a lot of different teams, high-level teams that have championship aspirations. So I think whether if it be the fit in Orlando, the fit across the league, the things that he is really good at, all I need is for the 3-point shot to not be at 29%.
Yeah.
And everything else he does is really good.
I'm happy with this because you're just calling your shot that you believe he is this good. He's going to stick. I'm with you. I just was a baby about it. And I was like, let me prove it first so I don't go crazy. I have flashbacks to last year when Scotty Barnes started so amazingly and I put him at 21.
Yeah.
Which was fair because he was a goon because his 3-point shot was insane. But then Siakam and OG got traded. He became first option and he kind of shrunk a little bit. And I just have flashbacks now where I feel like I learned don't overreact too much to hot shooting and people that are playing out of their minds. Not to say, I still had Scotty at 30, so he's still that great. But the shooting hasn't gone back to that level. I don't want to do that again with Franz, but I do fully believe that he is this all-star level player. So
I'm all in. I'm going to Disney World. I'm there,
Okay, that's fair. That's fair to believe. I feel like De'Aaron Fox is kind of low on your list.
De'Aaron Fox is low. You have a run of point guards here. 45 are point guards.
Again, let's get these point guards out of here.
Yeah.
De'Aaron's, where do you guys have De'Aaron in a different tier than this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's reveal the next one. We'll talk about all these point guards. Let's see who we have here. I have Trae Young at 21. Let me go. I forgot. I got to go from the bottom for the audio listeners. My bad. I have Kyrie Irving at 25. Karl Anthony Towns at 24. DeMontis Sabonis at 23. De'Aaron Fox at 22. And Trae Young at 21.
Okay.
LaMelo Ball is right around the corner. So I'm with you. They're all kind of grouped together. De'Aaron Fox is tough. When I was first making this list, I had De'Aaron Fox 16. I think De'Aaron Fox is really good. And I do think if he was on another team, that in a different team context, if you put him on the Spurs next to Wemby and use his downhill speed with a stretch 5, I think a smart coach could make a real contender with De'Aaron Fox. But I went back and I saw I had Trae Young at 21. And I said, there has never been a year since Trae Young entered stardom in which I ranked De'Aaron Fox above Trae Young. I would rather have Trae Young than De'Aaron Fox. And I looked at the other names above him and I was like, I want to give De'Aaron Fox credit. I think he's extremely good. He's had a way better scoring year than Trae Young. That's for goddamn sure. But I'm like, I guess I'll transition this a little bit to talk about Trae Young and his weird season. His shooting splits are god awful. People are going to look at this, Kings fans especially, are going to look at Trae Young shooting sub 40% from the field and terrible from three, and they're going to be like, how motherfucking dare you rank him above our 2 stars? And I understand you. This gets back to the point that I'm not going to overreact to a cold shooting stretch too much. For Bam Adebayo, I think he is a worse player right now because the way he's choosing to play his game and get his shots off has markedly changed. And I think it's for the worse. And the reason for his lack of efficiency are sustainable. Or someone like Jamal Murray isn't touching our list anymore because I think he lost a step. I think James Harden lost a step. These are things that aren't going to change. They're going to be inefficient for the foreseeable future. Trae Young is down 9% at the rim and like 12% on floaters from the floater range. While for the rest of his career, he was elite from floater range. That's a difference because he's never going to be good at the rim. He needs to have a killer floater to really round out that shooting from the field. I don't think he forgot how to shoot floaters forever. I think that'll come back around. This is just a cold stretch. So if I'm taking into account that he hasn't been as good this year and lowering him a little bit, but knowing that he isn't a different player, we can assume that'll bounce back. I would still probably rather have him De'Aaron Fox. He stopped scoring well, and he just decided to instead be the best playmaker in the goddamn league and average 13 assists a game and just be throwing dimes, leading a good offense that's really thriving right now. I don't feel the need to lower him below Fox for the first time ever.
Yeah, how do you feel about your light skin star?
I mean, I feel the same ways. I agree with Isaac 110%. With you guys both ranking him at 21, I'm not hooting and hollering at all. Obviously, I have him a little bit higher. Tax when it comes to talking to me about Trae Young.
Yeah.
But I will say, seeing like genuinely his playmaking and how he creates open looks for everyone on the court, and also while all of his like scoring isn't as impactful this season, he still likes to let that bitch fly. And him being the threat, that he is when it comes to how far he likes to shoot the ball, or how he likes to penetrate the rim. He may not like get the ball in the rim actually, but whether he's just a force in general is so valuable, and it opens up so many opportunities and so many universes for other players to be the best versions of themselves offensively.
Exactly.
So I think that is so much more valuable than what De'Aaron Fox has been able to give us so far this season.
De'Aaron Fox's rim scoring is back up a little bit. 2 years ago, when he was really at his peak, he was shooting 77% at the rim. That's insane. That's better than LeBron James. He was a force. Last year, it dropped to 66, and that's why he kind of had to fall off a little bit. This year, it's back to 70% at the rim, so he's getting that scoring back off again. But I think he's considered this downhill demon that he uses his driving ability to do all this stuff. Nobody thinks about Trae Young in that way, but Trae Young is also incredible at blowing by his man and generating paint touches, is I think what you were looking for. But he does it to be a playmaker. You know, he's famous for, you watch a play of his, you don't know if it's going to be a floater or a lob to the guy in the dunker spot because it looks the same every time. And that equation is really hard for a defense to solve. And right now the floater's not falling, so he looks a little worse. But the playmaking on those paint touches is still there. And I think generating a crazy amount of open shots from drives is just as important to a team as generating points as a scorer that Fox does. So I think in that way they're similar. And I think Fox, he plays next to Sabonis, so that takes away some of his playmaking opportunities. So that's why he doesn't average like 8 assists a game or whatever. So I understand that. He's nowhere near the passer that Trae Young is. He's nowhere near the passer that LaMelo Ball is. He's a competent, good enough passer, but it's not a strength of his compared to other point guards.
Exactly. What's Mo's 5?
Mo has...
So, at my next 5, I got 25, Cade Cunningham. I just realized that I made an insane mishap, and I don't know why, but instead of putting Cade Cunningham, I put Cade Cunningham in place of Kyrie Irving. Don't know why I did that. I'm looking at the list on my phone, and it's just different from what I see over there, and I just made a mistake. So really, I put Kyrie's supposed to be at 25. 24, Karl Anthony Towns. 23, Chet Holmgren. 22, I got LaMelo Ball, and at 21, I have Jaylen Brown.
Okay. Jaylen Brown's hard. I put him higher out of respect. I want to put him at 21.
Yeah.
He hasn't been super consistent this year, and I really struggle to gauge Jaylen Brown because like he's fantastic and his highs are really high, and his numbers are weighed down a little bit by how insanely deep the Celtics are. He doesn't really got to assert himself as a scorer like he once did, so I don't hold that against him. But he's just so weird because he's not a creator with the ball in his hands really at all. and he's not like a true lockdown defender like an OG Anunoby, but he's so well-rounded and so incredibly helpful to everybody around him that like it's hard to gauge that versus guys who do more with the ball in their hands. But Jaylen is just, he's an 85 in everything.
Yeah. I see Jaylen Brown and I'm like, I know who you are. You're a great basketball player in one of.
I love when you say that, by the way.
Yeah, you're a great basketball player on one of the greatest teams of all time.
Drive to your left.
But
I dare you.
But I see your game. The lack of, I'm not gonna say lack of playmaking because it's not like it's a gaping hole, but it's not one of the best in the league, or it's not like a necessary strength whatsoever. The defense can be overblown at times, but it's not a real weakness. Okay,
no, it's a strength.
It's a strength. The shooting has been so much better over the last few years, and it's again a strength. But when I look at what he's tasked with to do, and at times the limitations that I see with his game and how the Celtics have completely shifted that and covered that. Guys like Jason Tatum taking on more of a playmaking role while also like being one of the bigger, best defenders on that entire team too. I just see how the Celtics perfectly cover some of the gaps and holes in his game. And I just think when it comes to every other player that I have ahead of him, he's generally just not a better basketball player.
Yeah, no, I get it. He's a little tough to rank, but this is within his range. I think you're on the lower end, but he can be from 16 through 21, and I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mad at it either.
Let's see. You have Chet too low. I'll say that. We'll talk about that when we reveal it.
Chet too low.
Chet too low. Chet 23
you guys,
too low.
Okay.
Chet
So
too low.
with this right now, how you ranked Scotty Barnes last year is gonna give very similar vibes to how you're ranking Chet Holmgren this year. I will say that.
I disagree.
Not even close.
I disagree.
I think you piss me
really
off.
not.
You're gonna piss me off. You're gonna piss me off.
I think Chet Holmgren has already proven everything that you want to see out of him, everything that you need in terms of a team building aspect, in terms of his growth as like an offensive creator. His shooting is already there. He's there, and it's like kind of proven to where everything that I see from Chet Holmgren on a nightly basis, I'm like, you know what? I fully believe in it.
I'll save my thoughts until I reveal him on my list because I have many words to say that he is nothing like what we saw from Scotty Barnes. It is the opposite of hot shooting.
Yeah, Chet too low.
Okay, but what else before we move on? You guys have LaMelo Ball at 25 and 22. I have him. I think I have him at 20. I'll just spoil it.
I wanted to put him higher because
dude, LaMelo Ball to me right now. I mentioned Jaylen Brown being tough to really gauge. There's no harder player right now to gauge in the NBA than LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is having a fantastic season. He's averaging 30 points per game and I think 7.5 assists, which is down a little bit from what we've seen in the past. But 30 points per game. You see that? Jumps off the screen. LaMelo is averaging 30. You watch the games. Gunning it. He is a bucket. He is not shy. He is unloading the clip in a way that when you watch the eye test, elite scorer. He's getting to his spots. Nobody can stop him. He's not being shy. He's not losing confidence when he misses. Truly unloading the clip type of scorer. I don't know how much better that makes him than what we thought in the past. His usage rate is up to 40%, which is at the top of the league, 5% higher than it was last year. His efficiency is about the same in every place. If I wrote it down, he only has a 56% true shooting, which is exactly league average. And it's okay to be league average when you're at 30 points per game. You're expected to be a little less efficient when you're gunning it in the way he does with so much lack of creation around him. He has to truly let that shit fly. So I'm not dinging him for being inefficient, but it is what it is. It's not a strength. It's not a top tier scoring season. And I think some people probably consider it that because the eye test is so flashy and so great. It's a good scoring season, not crazy. And the playmaking isn't as intense as it once was because he's really focusing on scoring, which is probably by choice. And yeah, like, how much better does that make him because he's shooting more?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I agree with you. He's doing game-breaking things because his archetype, if you're that tall and you have the ability to pass like he does, and also, like, the scoring is crazy, of course, like, you're naturally going to be one of the more better and valuable archetypes in the NBA. End of discussion. But something I will agree with you is that with how he's scoring the ball, it just feels like, I'm going to take 22, 23 shots a game, and that's it. That's the only thing that's changing in his game. Like, we've seen the shooting be what it is. We've seen at times in the past, like, the lack of penetration, specifically like finishing in the paint. He gets there a lot more often, but
not really
in
though.
terms of like
the numbers, honestly, volume and accuracy are basically exactly the same at the rim.
Yeah, but in terms of like actually just getting there, he gets there a lot more often. He doesn't shoot it.
True. Okay.
But when it comes to just getting there and applying that force, Yeah,
good point.
I understand that, and I see that growth in his game. But when I think of players in his archetype, just big 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys who have abilities to be one of the best passers in the NBA while also scores, you think far into things like, okay, LeBron, Luka, James Harden, those category types of guys. LaMelo Ball isn't sniffing that just yet because I don't think he's necessarily mastered. I don't want to say the passing just yet because he's put so much, like you said, so much of an emphasis on scoring. But the way he's scoring, it doesn't seem effortless.
Yeah. No, he's a very talented passer. He hasn't gotten to the point where him with the ball in his hands, he's not at the point where he's making the perfect reads like some of those guys are, where the mix of scoring and passing on a dime and being able to balance both of those, like a prime James Harden, where he's going to be up top, he's going to blow by his defender. In an instant, he can decide if it's kicking to the corner, doing a lob, doing a floater, and that type of quick processing speed really blows teams out of the water. LaMelo's not there yet. I think he probably will get there. So I'm asking all these questions. I have the highest out of us three, but I don't know if I feel good about it. Like, I don't know if how much of it is him truly improving and how much of it is just like volume.
I think it's obviously, like with a lot of things in the NBA, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, and that's why, like, I'm okay with you putting LaMelo a spot above Trey, because I do view them in the same tier, but I think that Trey is a little bit above, because I do think that Trey is, when we talk about like the lower end of offensive engines, I think Trey is probably the line for where you can reasonably expect for a guard to run your offense, to create everything. And if I keep thinking, and maybe this is just about my personal view towards LaMelo, Trey's in a very quote unquote ideal situation. You have Trey, you have long wings who can defend, have a little bit of playmaking, right, with Jalen Johnson, and then you have your center, right? Like that's kind of what you would want with LaMelo. And I keep thinking, like, if LaMelo was in Atlanta, would I feel better about the Hawks now, or would I feel better about them with Trey? And I kind of feel better about them with Trey.
That's a good point.
And it's like, for LaMelo, we're scaling everything up. It's kind of out of necessity. You guys still suck, and I would want for the playmaking to also be scaled up. If you have the ball 40, if your usage rate is 40%, that is prime 2019 James Harden level. James Harden is leading the league in points and assists
and he's getting players
that time.
Paid.
That's what I'm saying. He's
getting players paid.
James Harden is averaging 35 and 10, 35 and 11. Yes, LaMelo's averaging 30. Obviously, guys have to make shots, but you have to create good shots. Like James Harden is creating easy shots for his guys. Trae Young is creating easy shots for his guys. I don't think LaMelo is doing that to that level, which at that usage rate, I'm like, I kind of want to drop you down just a little bit.
But that's also, we got to really talk about the fit here. He is really playing with the dog shit supporting cast.
That's true.
And
for his, not to say the players are dog shit, but for what his archetype to get the most out of somebody as a playmaker, it's not ideally suited to that. He needs to have a little more creation around him. Shout out Brandon Miller. He's been a little up and down. He's been more up lately. Earlier in the season when LaMelo was cooking, his shot wasn't quite falling. So he doesn't really have a true second release valve, high-level offensive player. They start a lot of guys who just aren't offensive threats. He kind of has to gun it this year. I think it's very interesting to think about how much of that is his desire to be this type of player, and how much of it is what's asked of him on this team, where right now we see Grant Williams, Josh Green, Diabate, and Brandon Miller. Not a lot of firepower. I think if he was in a different place, if he had Bogdan Bogdanovic, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, and Onyeka, that's a lot more creation from 2 through 4 that maybe he wouldn't have to play this way. So that's why I put him higher, because I decided in the end that the talent is unbelievable. And I'm going to attribute some of the downsides to the roster. It's like what I said earlier with Jimmy Butler. If I was making a team and I could put him in the ideal situation, I think I'd be able to get more out of him in a perfect world. That I'm going to give him a little credit for that.
Yeah. But even then, I would say, like,
he wants to play like this too.
Early in Trae Young's, I ain't gonna lie, you can tell, like,
he loves that. He loves that.
Exactly. But earlier in Trae Young's career, where he had to play with the corpse of Vince Carter when he was on his last legs, and he had to play with like Amari Spellman and just the most random NBA players, he was still figuring out ways to get these guys specific looks where you just cannot fumble that. And a lot of times, of course, they did, because they were those caliber NBA players. And I just don't see that just yet out of LaMelo Ball when it comes to actually manipulating defenses and putting his players in specific spots.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Well, again, he's the type of guy that we got to watch how he looks over the rest of the season. He can swing a lot on this list. I think we all give him credit for his strong season to varying degrees.
For sure.
But yeah, we got to see how it looks when he gets a better roster around him, can play next to other stars and really win. Because I'm sure there's a lot of variance of opinion about him. Because you could totally see people being like, good stats, bad team guy. He's flashy, doesn't play defense, doesn't do things the right way. And obviously there's also like a younger fan who would be like, this motherfucker's a goon. That boy nice. So like a lot of variance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on to the top 20. First up, Mo, who do you have from 20 through 16?
All right. Audio listeners, this is for you. At 20, I have J-Dub. 19, I have Paolo Banchero. 18, Trae Young. 17, I have De'Aaron Fox. And 16, I have John Morant.
Okay, J-Dub top 20. Wow.
Yep.
The biggest J-Dub Glazer, have him the lowest by far. That's crazy.
Look at you trying to hide your true colors.
Yeah. You have Fox at 17. Okay, I had him there first. Bumped him down a little bit. Not mad at it. That's his range. Trae Young, we get it. You're in love with the guy. Paolo is tough. I think I had Paolo around here too.
He's so hard to rank.
He was amazing this season, but it was literally only 5 games. And last year, he was not a top 20 player. But this year, in those 5 games, he was probably a top 13 player or so. So it's, how much do you believe in that? How much do you hold small sample size against them? I guess I think I'm next. I'll reveal my 5. We can talk about Paolo. Fuck, let's do all of them. I have LaMelo Ball at 20, Damian Lillard at 19, Chet Holmgren at 18, Paolo Banchero at 17, and Jaylen Brown at 16.
Okay. Wow. I have Embiid at 20, J-Dub at 19, Chet at 18, Paolo at 17, Jaylen Brown at 16.
Okay, so
we're kind of locked in.
We are. The highlight of this tier is Holmgren and Paolo Banchero as new stars who are elevated
16 through 8. Shout out to you. We're locked.
Let's start with Paolo Banchero. Last year, Paolo Banchero got a lot of gas, I think, for the player he could be, not necessarily the player he was. He was good, not to say anything, but people kind of treated him like he already made the superstar leap, and I think he wasn't quite that yet. Mostly because his rim scoring wasn't elite by any means. Really mid-range focused, not really asserting his physical dominance. This year, through those first 5 games, all the critiques I had were completely fixed. He was dominant. The footwork was better. The assertion under the rim, all those numbers went up, and the 30-point per game is matched. But it was only 5 games.
Yeah, and also a lot of the gas came from the playoff series where Paolo was the lone source of offense because, again, like Franz, his shot wasn't falling. Jalen Suggs, while he was like a good shooter, you never think of Jalen Suggs in that way of like a bucket. So it really was Paolo Banchero is out here getting 30 on 25 shots a night in the playoffs, and he looks like what the typical star looks like, right? 6'10", I'm getting middies, I'm doing this, I'm a volume scorer, all that.
And it was always, the spacing's not good, he can't do it.
Yeah.
He had real flaws, but he fixed them this year. Yeah. He looked, again, everything I wanted to see, we saw. But it was 5 games. How much do you give him credit for those 5 games versus hold the sample size against him?
I give him a lot.
I think this is a good mix around where we have him right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, the things that we've seen him do, that idea, that dream that you talked about, a lot of fans just in general like fell in love with, maybe a little bit too quick, came into fruition, and the gap in the space that you have to like give him in terms of time is this range right here. I think genuinely, like if he was to keep up what he was doing earlier in the season, he would be like a top 13 player. Bro.
Exactly. I would have put him 13 if he did that for a whole 25 games. I went 17 on my list, just to give him more time in case the shooting comes down or whatever. But yeah, like he is dominant right now, and he can be the best player on a very good team. That's so apparent. Yeah, like again, if I was a Paolo hater last year, I'm not anymore because it's he is markedly better. Like I said earlier with somebody else.
Okay, I see. All right, you guys ready to have the conversation? Let's stop beating around the bush.
Okay.
What?
Let's talk about the Chet Holmgren placement. You have him at 18, and you also have him at 18.
Yeah,
that
we're ball
is
knowers.
Incredibly high. Why?
And I wish I could put him higher.
I thought about it.
I really did. I really wanted to.
I love Chet. I love Chet so much, but why does 18 warrant him?
Speak the gospel.
Simply put, if you're making the list of most valuable players in the league who impacts winning, who you'd want to, you look at every archetype you need. You need a first star that's probably a ball handler that creates for others. You need role players. And you usually need a second and third star who are complementary, can play off ball, let the first guy cook, compliment him, and just rise tides for everybody. There might not be anybody in the league who fits that second star category better than Chet Holmgren. I said earlier, the most important parts of being a contending team trying to win a title in 2024, you have to protect the rim to be the foundation of a good defense, and you have to have shooting. You have to win the three-point volume battle, create spacing to get to the rim, all that stuff. The way Chet Holmgren serves to optimize a roster is next fucking level. He is not just a good defender, not just a great defender. He is the second best rim protector in the NBA this year behind Victor Wembanyama.
Salto.
Easily. He leads the league in volume of shots contested at the rim. I think it was 13.4 per game. And team shots, let's see, I wrote this down. Teams shoot 10% worse with him on the court at the rim versus when he's on the bench. They shoot 42% against him specifically. That's incredibly low. He's a truly dominant rim defender. When he was playing early in the season, they had a 97 defensive rating before he got hurt. He went out. They still have good defenders. They still are playing well. Their defensive rating fell to normal. They were on pace to have the best defense in NBA history, bar none. The team's defensive rating is 7.6 points better with him on the court versus without. And that's crazy when you think about the fact that even when he's on the bench, they still have elite defenders out there.
Yeah.
But he's so great. He still makes them so much better. And then offensively, you have a stretch five. Not only is he Rudy Gobert defensively, defending down low, but he also is a very good shooter, can attack people off the dribble, do some with the ball in his hands, be a truly complimentary player from the five, which is perfect for a guy like Shea who wants to attack the rim. I mentioned in the Cup game, we saw J-Dub kind of shrink a little bit because they're putting a lot of defensive attention towards him. You can't do that when you have Chet Holmgren out there spacing from the five, being a second star. He makes J-Dub better. He makes Shea better. Both sides of the court, he optimizes everybody around him so much that even if he isn't the on-ball creator that some guys above him are, isn't necessarily the guy that you think of as a go out and get a bucket, go out and create a bucket, he fills the gaps better than almost anybody in the league. He's basically Diet Wemby, who obviously we all have higher than this.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree, especially like when it comes to the defensive show things that he does on a night-to-night basis. It's generally special. Doesn't matter where he's at on the court, whether it be like top the key, behind the post, playing roamer, whatever the situation is, he's truly special. And in my mind, I don't know if I think I had him second on my defensive player of the year rankings. I think maybe you did too, or you did. I don't remember.
I had him one. But he got hurt. I think he would have won it if he stayed healthy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I agree. My only thing with him is that I like schematically everything that you're saying makes so much sense. Innately, his archetype skyrockets him towards the top in terms of value and what is basically like mathematically needed in order for you to win an NBA championship, or at least bare minimum be
don't
super
mathematically
successful.
Needed. Don't make it sound like it's some nerd shit. Don't make it sound like it's some nerd shit.
Something I will say also is that yes, you're right. He makes J-Dub and Shea's life so much easier, but innately too, like those guys make his life so much easier as well, because naturally he's not the creator, or he's not like a super potent offensive force. He doesn't need to be that because of what he is defensively. If he wasn't that defensively, then I think he would be slightly adjusted. But in terms of his efficiency on the offensive end, I like it, but he's not one of the best shooters in the NBA. Again, I understand he doesn't need to be necessarily, but I think when I see that, like, he's like Brook Lopez type of launching it, that's when I'm ready to put him around top 15, top 17, or whatever the case may be. I'm waiting for that.
If he was those things you're mentioning, he would be Victor Wembanyama, and he would be in the top 10 players in the NBA. So I agree. If he was Karl-Anthony Towns offensively, that'd be great. But then we're talking about the 5th best player in the fucking world, probably.
I'm not asking him for me to cat. That's that. Yeah. You're dragging him a little bit. I'm not asking him to be cat. I need the actuality of him offensively to be there. I don't need to see you shoot.
We saw it
28% in the playoffs. We saw it last year. No,
we saw it at the beginning of this season. Like Chet's offensive game took a step forward, and you said, based on the things that you said based on the things that you mathematically need to build a contender.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the Thunder were a frisky 8 seed, right? They were fine. They were fun. Chet Holmgren, as a rookie, walks in instantly. They go from like the 13th defense, whatever, number 1 defense in the league, number 1 seed, all that. This year, you add another piece. Chet Holmgren elevates again. They go from number 1 seed to clear cut title favorite. right? With Chet Holmgren and his elevation. You have a 7'2", 7'3" guy who can put the ball on the floor, who can shoot 37, 38% from three. And like Isaac said, before he went out, he was the DPOY. He was on track to win it. And so everything that you mathematically need, he was mathematically doing. Yeah. And so like, I don't think that
he just needs to exist and be there. And he's that.
But the thing is, we're talking about his offense too much. The defense is why he's as high. Most DPOYs like him suck offensively.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, best rim protector in the league, can't do shit with the ball in his hands.
Second best.
Sure. Well, not anymore, but in his prime. You look at who else has won DPOY in that mold. Dikembe Mutombo, all these guys that are truly elite down low defenders that change the game. Granted, those guys are bigger, did it in different ways, but for the modern NBA, that's what Chet is. They can't shoot threes. And Chet can be the DPOY and also stretch the floor and give you 5-out spacing. That combination
supercharged
alone,
Porzingis. Like,
yeah, if Porzingis was extremely mobile and even better at blocking shots despite being smaller, Porzingis would also be a top 20 player.
Yeah. Chet Holmgren
he's a roster building cheat code. He elevates everybody so much. And I get it. Like I said, you're right. He's not the offensive player of some of these guys, but that's why he's not even higher. You have Victor Wembanyama higher. That's what he would be if he had that.
I would like to use everybody's favorite word, scalability.
Oh my
you know what I'm
saying? The most scalable player of all time.
You can put Chet Holmgren on any team in the NBA. There's no way that they get worse. There's no way that putting Chet Holmgren on your team jacks up what you're doing offensively, defensively, anything.
That's very true.
He is like that. And so when you talk about trying to win games, being a second star, value, all this stuff, Chet Holmgren is the prototype of what you would want from a teammate, from a player, from a roster building construction. He's like that. So yes, he definitely is 18. And you are lucky that he's been out these last 2 months because he would have been right there at 16, 17. He could be higher.
Listen, if I remember throughout the first few games of the year, maybe the first 3-4
games,
the honey. That dude was averaging like 25. Earlier in the season 2, he looked Nikola Jokic in the eyes and just gave him genuine issues
in his house
defensively.
I'm pouring oxtail on you, go
at altitude.
I remember
he
that
He couldn't breathe, and he was shutting down Jokic.
Yes,
he's like that.
You're absolutely right.
He's like that.
And offensively too, he was giving him the business in terms of his spacing and also like his connectivity, which is like ultra important. That's another like level of value to him offensively.
He's connective. He's scalable. He's portable. He's everything.
We can give him all the adjectives in the world. Shout out Mr. Oxtail. He needs to be higher.
Ew, oxtails.
I'm telling you, we're pouring oxtail on you, goat.
pouring Browning.
Yeah. Who else we got in this tier? I've got Damian Lillard at 19. He's tough because I think people kind of wrote him off as washed last year. He bounced back. It was everything we thought it was. It was a rough first year at a new team. He was out of shape, had all the personal issues going on, the fit issues. He's looked every bit of Damian Lillard this year, I think.
What makes Jaylen Brown better than Damian Lillard?
Everything's at 85.
Yeah, just balance. Defense. I think at this point in his career, Damian Lillard is not the defender he once was. We know that to be the case.
Yeah.
He's passing really well right now, so he's been probably just as good an offensive player. He has to be the second option right now on an elite team, as we're seeing with Giannis. I don't know if he could really lead you as like your best gunner unless you have like a really perfect second and third star that technically will is number one.
Yeah.
So you know what Jalen's higher? Scalability.
That's the only thing. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I guess the scalability conversation. Sure.
No, Jalen's very equipped to be a second star defensively and offensively. He really, really elevates whoever he's playing next to. Yeah. But you can put Lillard above him. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, I think Lillard's just generally a better basketball player. I think when you look at these two, no one in their goddamn earth is calling Jaylen Brown one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's one of the better defenders. Genuinely not a weakness whatsoever.
Yeah.
But to call him one of the best, that's not what it is. No. Call him he's one of the best slashers, sure. But in general, like when you talk about
shit. No, I didn't.
We can go ahead and move on to the next round if you want to. But yeah, in general, I think when you look at someone like Damian Lillard, I think he offers more things that is just so rare, and that like the overall, the 85 overall, this motherfucker's like a 99 overall when it comes to, of course, like most valuable thing in the NBA, arguably it's the spacing. And I see that in how just game breaking that can be at times versus Jaylen Brown, just the overall, I just think that supersedes what Jaylen Brown does.
Even with Dame, like having him play off ball is not ideal for him.
Yeah, that's
like
why.
Like he, like you want him to be a spacer. We saw last year he was kind of uncomfortable in that situation, and when you see Dame really start to turn up, it's because they've empowered him more. They put the ball in his hands a little bit more, and gotten a little bit more of Portland Dame to where he can be on the ball. He can create, and a lot of times when he's gunning, he's not, he's not like Giannis isn't driving and Dame isn't like sliding over, like getting in his vision, catching and shooting. They're running screen and rolls. He's taking deep threes. He's doing stuff off the bounce. So
yeah,
it's not
he's not a good he's not a good interior defender, perimeter defender, or off ball scorer. And those are big holes especially when you're a second star. That shit matters.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But also how you cover those types of things too is what makes you seem even better of a player. And I think this is not a slight on Jalen whatsoever. I think he's a good player. I think your spacing when it comes to the two is a little bit off, but I can understand it. I just see Jalen Brown. I'm like, okay, how would you be able to lead those 2018, 2019, 2023 Portland Trailblazers team?
Why is that relevant?
I'm talking about you as a basketball player.
Why is that relevant? He's not a one option.
I'm talking about him as a basketball player.
I'm aware, but why is that
basketball,
relevant?
you talk about him in every capacity. So it's relevant in those conversations.
Not really. You're not him.
In 2018?
You're not asking
like
him.
every year just in general.
Okay, but like,
yeah.
That's not him. That's not his game. Nobody would ever think for that to be his game.
So what's the argument here?
That he couldn't be the one option on the Blazers.
No, that's not my argument.
You just said
what's the argument?
So I think Damian Lillard can do more with less while also being just as effective as Jaylen Brown in terms of secondary role. We just haven't seen it fit quite perfectly yet because of whatever issues that the Bucks had between him and Giannis and whatnot.
But his skills are the issue. It's not just fit. He is not as equipped to be a second star. He's not a good defender. He's not a good off-ball scorer. Those are what make a second star be so available for that role.
Giannis made his life harder genuinely as well in terms of if you want to see me cook like I normally do, I need the best finishing human in the NBA to go ahead and set me screens. Yeah. His life could have been made so much easier. Jason Tatum and all those guys around Jaylen Brown make his life so much easier. I think we're mixing in between Damian Lillard's situation a little bit compared to like what Jaylen Brown's actually able to do.
Do you think if you had Dame as your one option right now at 35 years old, that's a good situation for winning a championship?
It doesn't matter. Dame or Jaylen Brown is not a good situation.
So right now, forget 2018, 2019 Blazers. We'll talk about the Blazers in the mud right now. If you put Dame on the Blazers right now versus you put Jaylen Brown on the Blazers,
Dame would give me more because he's a creator and he just gives me more opportunities and the ceiling is limitless compared to Jaylen Brown. There's a ceiling with what he does. What he does is very good, but again, that's not the conversation. I'm just talking about how Jaylen Brown has so many holes covered for him on that end compared to Damian Lillard. He needs to be in the perfect situation.
It's a point guard versus a forward. Of course, Damian Lillard could run an offense better in that role. That's just not that's saying if I made Damian Lillard the primary wing defender on Luka Doncic, he wouldn't do as good as Jaylen Brown. No shit. He's a point guard. That's not his role. That's the same thing in inverse.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, yeah, I just think in totality at this point of his career, Jalen is slightly better, but 16th to 19th, I think they're fucking goddamn the same. This is the same tier. Like, these players are very similar.
Wait, but you have Dame higher.
I have him higher.
Ooh, okay. I can't wait to see that.
How do you guys feel about Embiid at 20?
I don't know how good Embiid is anymore. I don't have an opinion.
How do you feel about Embiid at 20?
I mean, I think it's kind of fair. But I think clearly Embiid still has some talent in his legs and in his body, and Philly
some talent in his legs.
It's still there, right?
It is.
But I mean, we don't know. But so there's kind of like a baseline level of respect that you do have to give Embiid, because even with a swollen knee, he can still go out and drop 31 and 8 or whatever. But I think that we had a conversation on stream yesterday, or 2 days, on Tuesday, whenever this comes out, where we were talking about the Pelicans, potentially moving on from Zion. I think Philly should also be in that conversation where they should think about trading Joel at this point, because I think the fact that I put him at 20 and you guys didn't have him on the list purely because, I don't know what his knee is looking like, you might want to get out ahead of it while you still have some juice on his like trade value.
Yeah.
And you have Paul George on a 4-year deal, who is so clear that in 4 years, Paul George is not going to be a fantastic basketball player. Tyrese Maxey.
He's not now.
I'm just saying in 4 years, right? Regardless of what evidence you are using right now, in 4 years, Paul George is probably not going to be worth that contract. Tyrese Maxey, he's not the one option whenever Embiid's not there. Yes, he can go and chuck and do all the LaMelo stuff, but the efficiency is not going to be there. He's also not that great of a playmaker. So, like, I don't know what the future is. You also have a lost year because Jared McCain's meniscus is gone. Everything is so bad. The Sixers might be better off tearing everything down at this point, getting out in front of the rebuild and trading Embiid.
You know, I don't hate that. It's very disheartening. And I think just like when it comes to just straight politics and who you are as Daryl Morey, I don't think you do that just yet without at least giving it a go and seeing you like. You need to see Joel. You need to give Joel Embiid another opportunity. He deserves another opportunity with this core at least once before you even think of trading him. Now, if he was to come back and they were to go ahead and have the normal Joel Embiid, headache, tummy ache, whatever, something happens, then sure, entertain those conversations, but not just yet.
Somebody put out a tweet the other day of Embiid's injury history. This is in the last decade from 2014. Fractured foot, meniscus tear, orbital fracture, knee tendonitis, dislocated finger, partially torn meniscus, another orbital fracture, a sprained LCL, a torn meniscus, Bell's palsy, and a sinus fracture this year.
Bell's palsy.
That's that's all the stuff that Joel Embiid at 7'2", 280 pounds has dealt with over the last decade. And it's ridiculous that like he's had to go through all that. It's ridiculous that he's been able to come back from that multiple times, get an MVP, have one of the best scoring seasons we've ever seen. Yet we are sitting here saying, I don't know if Joel Embiid is going to be able to do that ever again. And the only way your organization works is if Joel Embiid is able to do that again.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have to have some level of like foresight and just get off this.
I didn't rank him because I don't know. Maybe you're right, and maybe it's cooked. Prime is done. Injuries have added up, or maybe he's back to where he was last year, which was the third best player in the goddamn NBA when he's healthy. So it's such a tough equation that we just need to see more sample size to see how he keeps playing as the year goes on, or I should say, if he keeps playing when the year goes on. It's like we're not talking about how good he is. We're talking about availability and all these other factors that are very important. But when we know the skills are fucking ludicrous when he plays, one of the most skilled big men to ever touch a basketball court, I'd rather just wash my hands of it and not even rank him. I'm going to take the coward's way out because I just don't know what to think.
I'm lying.
And we might get to the All-Star break and Joel Embiid has played 6 more games.
I think you're probably right. So that's why I didn't rank him.
It's going to be a lost season anyways. That's also crazy considering you just gave him another extension. Like,
yeah, I think it's a lost career. I think it's cooked. I think it's very tough times to be a Sixers fan.
And we're here saying that it's a lost career. You're done. Like, we're just
why'd you rank him?
As an organization. You know why?
You wanted to take him off.
As an organization. No, because I want to have this conversation. But like
I wanted to fucking kick him while he's down hard.
This isn't even kicking. This is more a suggestion to Daryl.
I want to put Daryl on game.
Listen, it's true game. You know, it's real.
All right, man. We're exactly halfway through this list now. Wow. We're gonna take a break. I want you to lift that pillow up and I want you to show them what you're hiding back there.
Ooh, now it's time to go ahead and unveil a few things.
The TD3 Christmas collection, the winter collection of new merch. We got brand new stuff for y'all with the theme of college. It looks like collegiate designs. We got this crew neck. Let's go one at a time. Let's see this. We got this crew neck that is embroidered with this TD3 thing, looking like a vintage school type thing. Very hard. We got this beanie that Mo was holding.
Very comfy, very hard. It's mustard yellow. Says TD3.
Got multiple colors and all this stuff. And then we got this hoodie that Donovan has. The Deep 3 Nonsense since 2022. Comes in this hoodie and also comes in a t-shirt that Mo is holding right here, this white one.
Got something on the side too.
Yeah, we got some balls on the sleeves.
Hey, yo.
We got the t-shirt and this crew neck are the best ones, I think. Dude. And then last but not least, Mo has another crew neck. We got 2 crew necks for y'all. This one has just a little thing on the side. Pull that sleeve out. Okay, this is scuffed. God damn.
All right, there we go.
Still a bad angle. There you go. We got this other crew neck that has this emblem on the corner on the chest plate. Yeah, man. The TD3 Christmas collection.
Motherfucking Dusty Isaac, goddamn.
You are terrible at revealing merch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I'm going to have the link in the description. Yeah. Check it out. It's the official winter collection. This one's going to be limited. This one's going to be available until midway through February when the winter ends. This will go. So get it while you can. Get it for you Christmas present. Obviously won't be there on time, but you can see your parents will buy it for you for Christmas. Limited time shit, and I think it's low key some of the coolest stuff we have.
I agree. Get it before I get it all.
Here's the other one. Yeah, man, check it out. Top link in the description. Maybe I'll pin the comment. Check it out, man. We got some good merch on our site right now. Between this and the Crayon Eater stuff, we have some good ass shit on there.
We make sure that y'all are fitted.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna have the most fitted fan base we can. I take that as a personal responsibility to give y'all cool sweaters. Yeah, man. Now that we got that little commercial out the way, it's time for the top 15 on our list.
Let's go.
11 through 15. First up, I'm here. At 15, I have Donovan Mitchell. At 14, Devin Booker. 13, John Morant. 12, Jalen Brunson. And 11, LeBron James. How do y'all feel?
Ooh, 11 LeBron James hurts my soul. You guys know who I am. And I know this probably hurt your soul more than me. You just like literally argued a couple weeks ago against like 10 LeBron haters or whatever the number was. Put him outside of your top 10. That's insane.
Low key.
But it's not
low
that
key.
crazy.
Still being a bit generous. Giving him 11. I don't know. Okay, so I think LeBron at his level of play, we've talked about it at length. We've talked about it plenty. He can't get to the rim like he once did. The energy can't be there consistently. He doesn't have the stamina he once had. We know he doesn't jump anymore. He had a stretch a few weeks ago where the three-point shot wasn't falling for a week and a half, and he looked awful. His scoring game is completely reliant on his three-point shot falling at this point, which it usually does. But when it doesn't, if he has a cold game, he has so little burst these days through a fourth quarter that it's alarming. He's not a top-tier scorer. Still a great passer he once was, but, as the scoring threat goes down, the passing comes and goes with it. And defensively, he's been miserable. That energy level I talked about depleting has shown its ass defensively. He makes them worse when he's on the court defensively, and that is extremely apparent. So at this point, he's a pretty good, not great scorer that has a little more variance than some other guys. Not zero defensively. He's still big, has some skills, but not an impact defender, and a very good passer. That traditionally wouldn't be a player that's number 11. That's a player that is 17, 18, I don't know. But he's still LeBron James. He still has the ability to turn on when needed. He can't do it consistently. It's kind of like what I did with Jimmy Butler, where we know he's saving energy and can't give it to you night in, night out. But we also know if needed, there's a level they can hit that I look at the guys below him. I just can't put him below those guys yet. I don't know. Like those names, if Devin Booker was having the season he had in 2022 or 2023, when he was defending really well, the three-point shot was falling, 10, everything was going. But yeah, you're better than LeBron. If Brunson was a better passer, yeah, you're better than LeBron. If John Morant was averaging 27 right now and not 22 and a half with the worst efficiency he's had in a while, sure, you're better than LeBron. Or if he's a good defender, sure, you're better than LeBron. If D-Mitch is having a down scoring year. So him being at 11 right now is all about these four guards not having amazing seasons.
Yeah. Specifically, I think, D-Mitch is having a down scoring year, but he's having a down year everything, not to his fault at all, though. He's generally, he's only playing 30, 31 minutes a game, which is, shocking. And overall, I think that's more of sort of a Kenny Atkinson type of thing. he's shooting 40% from the three-point line on 9 attempts per game. His shooting is fine. I think he's been A-okay. He's been the normal Donovan Mitchell, so I disagree with you there completely. But when it comes to this range of players, this is where they belong. They're all clumped in together. Brunson, Morant, Booker, and Mitchell. I think Brunson is being towards the top of that is fine. John Morant hasn't been the most impactful scoring threat that we know and want him to be. He's taken a bit of a backseat and been letting other guys cook like the Salty Adamas, the Jaren Jackson Jr.'s of the world and whatnot. And Devin Booker has been wildly inconsistent. He's just not the normal Devin Booker that we see, but we give him a little bit of grace.
Devin Booker, okay, we'll talk about that.
Good.
Donovan Mitchell is down 8% at the rim, 67% last year to 59 this year.
Hey, man, why you always got to bring up these numbers?
And his mid-range shooting from long mid-range jumpers, 49% last year down to 40. So his three-point shot is falling. That's why he's still having a good year. But his interior scoring and in-between game has not been good. That has been a noticeable thing that has been frustrating Cavs fans. He's not firing at all cylinders. They can be even better once he starts clicking. And I think he can. I know I didn't lower him out of the top 15. He's still Donovan Mitchell. But he's not having such a dynamite season that I can put him above these other guards here. And it's the same thing with Devin Booker. I've traditionally put Devin Booker at number 10 and number 11. I've lowered him because I am concerned. That shows concern to me because I am a huge Devin Booker glazer historically. Defensively, has not been as good as he was a couple years ago. And I'm a bit concerned that he is super reliant on his 3-point shot falling right now, and it hasn't been super consistent. I'm a bit worried because he has been very, very streaky the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. He had his when he was clicking, he's amazing. But the consistency there, relying on tough jumpers, has been more apparent as the defense hasn't been as good, as the rim scoring is down a little bit. Slightly worried about Devin Booker.
Yeah. Can we see just all of ours? Because I think I have the same like kind of names in this range.
Yeah. So you have.
So at 15, I have LeBron. 14, I have Devin Booker. 13, I have John Morant. 12, I have Donovan Mitchell. And at 11, I have Jalen Brunson.
Whoa.
Okay.
LeBron, I mean, I guess it's fair. LeBron being the back end is fair. Like I said, these guys should be better than him. They just aren't going crazy.
I don't know. Saying John Morant better than LeBron James doesn't feel right just yet. Because even like, I just look at defense, and actually LeBron's going to be a better defender. Playmaking, you call it chalk or whatever.
No, he's not.
Compared to John Morant.
He's really not.
Compared to John Morant.
He's really not.
I think we just disagree.
I mean, John Morant's not great, obviously, either. He's not good. But LeBron has been a very, very bad defender this year.
I'm compared to John Morant specifically.
Compared to anybody, he has been bad.
My conversations about John Morant, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, he has been just that. He is bad defensively.
All of these guys, all of these guys in this range are not like plus defenders.
Yeah.
But for LeBron, one of the biggest things, and listen, why put you guys up on game? You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, if you like to dabble like I do. If LeBron on a night-to-night basis cannot give you 2 great performances back-to-back.
Yep.
Every time LeBron scored 30, I think 4 times this season.
That's insane.
The night after, he has scored 20 points 1 time.
Whew.
He's had a 30-point game, had 11 points, had another 30-point game, had 15, had another 30-point game, scored 18. He, like, offensively, for LeBron to gear himself up and to give the Lakers everything that they need. Now, unplug your ears because you got to hear this, you know? But for LeBron to do all of that, it takes so much energy. And I just, like, if I can't get 2 30-point per game, you know, scoring nights out of you, where the other 4 guys on this list, I know for a fact that they can do it. And so LeBron just doesn't seem capable of that. You saw that last year in the playoffs where he would go crazy in the first half against the Nuggets, and then the second half, it just wouldn't be there. Like we've seen it kind of trickle in and year after. And now we're finally here. And the fact that he can't play defense, I'm sorry. Like you're at that range now.
Yeah.
Everybody's been great. Everybody's been giving LeBron so much praise on the high end for the last 3 years. Like he's 37, he's 38. Are you shocked that he's 39 and looks like this? You've been telling me his age every day for the last 3 years.
I'm not shocked.
This is what 39-year-olds look like. This is what 40-year-olds look like.
No, it's really not. But
he's still the best one. He's still insane.
This is not what 39 or 40 looks like.
No, they look slow. They look, compared to themselves and where they were 3 years ago, every 39-year-old is going to look slower. They are going to look like a version who can't turn it on every single night. This is what it looks like to be the oldest player in the NBA.
Yeah. And you could look at the good, you're saying he has good nights and bad nights, which is so true. The good nights, apparently someone like you will see that. I'm like, my GOAT still got it. Not lost a step. I told you it was cold shooting.
Still got it. He's doing the jump rope.
And then, the next night, he's not a lot. He looked great in this game we're showing highlights from because he had 9 goddamn days of rest. He missed games to get his feet under him, and he came back looking rejuvenated, and they beat the piss out of the Grizzlies because that energy reverberated throughout the entire team, and they were all lifted by this ability of LeBron to lead by example and apply this energy. He had to sit out for 9 games to look like this again. I mean, not 9 games, 9 days.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
They said JJ Redick's like, I don't know where LeBron is.
He knew exactly where. He was at home chilling. There was like this controversy brewing. Ooh, people weren't talking about it. Why is LeBron away from the team? Is it 2018 all over again? That motherfucker was chilling with his feet up because he needed to catch a breather. That's exactly what it was. And again, the highs are still there, but consistency is important. That's why Jimmy Butler is lower.
Makes sense.
In the middle, almost off the list for you guys. LeBron can't be in the top 10 anymore if he can't do it night in, night out basis. The guys above him are goons every single night.
And in a playoff series, when you are playing every other night, right? Forget the first round. Let's say the Lakers win a first round series. You get to the second round. You are not getting 3 days in between games. Nope. You're playing every other night, 2 games maximum. Is LeBron going to be able to dial it up every other night consistently at that level of intensity?
And if he can, if they win a 7-game series, can you do it again?
And guess what? Can you do it again?
And can you do it again? Like, that is impossible to ask of him. Now, granted, this Lakers roster is not well optimized.
They're not going to get there. But
not even that. It's not well optimized for him to be in the role he needs to be in. They need a lot from him, which is, we've talked at length. Rob Pelinka has goddamn failed the man. So it's not his fault that he's expected to do more. But if you're not expected to do more, you can't be given the credit of a top 10 player while not expected to do top 10 player things.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to like the rest of the guards, I feel like for the last 3 years, right, top 3 shooting guards have really been
it's a flex.
Ant, D-Mitch, Booker. All of them, especially Mitchell and Booker, you could say aren't having like the greatest season. And so they kind of just all move in a pack at once. Yeah. Right. So you can move them all up, you can move them all down, you can interchange them, but they still get the benefit of the doubt of when we get to the playoffs. I still feel very confident as Devin Booker being my 2 guards. I still feel confident D-Mitch being there. Still feel confident, and we'll see him later, whatever. But you still feel good about it where even with Morant and Brunson, obviously, LeBron is just not. I'm not sure if I feel as comfortable from a scoring perspective night in and night out.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I honestly, he probably is closer to 15. I gave him the bump. Call me a Glazer. I don't know. It just feels weird to put him below some of these guys, but I get it.
So my question to you is to Donovan, is Jalen Brunson really that much better than a player like Damian Lillard? What like separates the two? Can you genuinely see Jalen Brunson be the 1 guard? Can you lead? Yes. Can he lead a team to the NBA championship? Or winning a championship?
To winning a championship,
neither can.
Maybe not, but even Prime Dame probably couldn't have done that. But I think Brunson, we saw last year, again, everybody hurt. They were a game away from the conference finals.
Yeah.
And so he clearly has a style that works in the playoffs. This team has a lot of other flaws, but they are still one of the best offenses in the league. He has picked it up. The first couple of games of the year, you really, really saw that adjustment period where he was trying to figure out his spots. There were times where you could see that he was forcing. Every game that goes along, the chemistry between him and Cat grows and it gets better, and that pick and roll combo gets better. But yeah, I think Jalen Brunson is that much better than Dame at this point.
Okay. In terms of like overall performance and the level of consistency, I can wholeheartedly agree with that, and I can see, and there's real understanding, and even thinking about it now back on my list, I kind of wish I put him a little bit higher because it's so hard for someone like Jalen Brunson to have a bad game just naturally due to his play style. Like not that it's like effortless or whatever, but the type of shots that he takes specifically are more likely to go in, and there's more likely to be level of consistency because of how he gets there.
I actually disagree.
Compared to someone like Dame, really?
I think Jalen Brunson takes hard shots. Jalen Brunson.
But they're a lot closer to the rim, so I'm just talking about
nonstop Jalen Brunson at like 6'2", 6'3" is taking post-up fadeaways. I know. He's taking fadeaways. He's throwing his body into defenders. He's getting and ones constantly. Like the wear and tear on his body, it's also very herky-jerky.
That's true.
That's a hard style of basketball to just go and say, basically, I'm going to play one-on-one, pivot, nonstop, go downhill, throw my body, do all this. It's a very physical style of play. So I honestly think that Dame takes his shot diet is easier to get to than Jalen Brunson.
I think way easier, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
And even Jalen Brunson shoots 43% from 3. He is a very good catch and shoot 3-point shooter, very good step back 3-point shooter off the dribble. 46% from mid-range, 46%, very good, including 45% from floater range. So he has the in-between game from the deep through mid-range and the interior, and 66% at the rim. Better than Damian Lillard by a good amount. Like, he is a true 3-level scorer from that size. He is quick and hard to stay in front of. One of the best in the league at snaking pick and rolls and getting to his spots.
And he's gotten that shot too. Wait, can you run this offense back?
Yeah, let me go back to the highlights.
It's very this step back right here.
Yeah, look at that. That just yanks it.
Yeah, that yank step back that he has not like added. It's always been there, but that's like very consistent now. He's gotten very, very good at that.
And he's so, like you talk about the playoff stuff. That's a difference to me. He honestly, he hasn't talked about in this comparison. He is small Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The way that they can get to their spots and operate from the mid range and craftiness of getting to the rim and really getting to their spots despite whatever defense throws at them, it's perfect for the playoffs. We saw it last year. In this list last year, I ranked him at 24. famously, my worst take in list history, I put Scotty Barnes at 22 and Jalen Brunson at 24. And it wasn't because I wasn't too high on Scotty Barnes necessarily. I was just too low on Jalen Brunson at the time. Because I didn't, well, granted, it was also as the come up was coming up. I was just late to see it. But I didn't think for a single fucking second that we could be in a world where he gets into a playoffs with that Knicks roster and he can go out and get 40 a night and get his game off. I was like, surely they will throw double teams at him and make everybody else beat you. He's a small guard, not an amazing passer. Surely you can minimize him by throwing bodies like we've seen other small guards. And you couldn't even a little bit. Yeah. He sees a double team and he's like, oop, get out of the way. Run around both of you, gets my mid-range shot. He is infallible. He is incredibly hard to make him not play his game. That's why I was so wrong about him and why he has to be top 15 now. He is just playoff proof.
Yeah, exactly. There's a few players.
I miss Hartenstein so much. Right, never mind. It was so easy. It was so easy to
What's my 11-15?
No, hold on. No, the one critique though that I will say, where if we just want to talk about like worries, I am kind of worried about that in the playoffs, because in the cup game, Dyson Daniels was able to be very physical, and you can play that off-ball style of ball when you have a big like Hartenstein who can be at the high post, who can pass really well, who can hit the hit cutters while he's going down the lane. The Knicks don't necessarily have that level of passer now, so it really is on Jalen for a lot of on-ball creation. So once we do get to the playoffs, if you do have, like, let's say, you do have a Dyson Daniels that you can just say, hey, go ahead, and like, there's not really anybody who can make those passes and continue to still be like an outlet the same way that Hartenstein did. So that's like one of my worries.
It's a good point.
But like,
you couldn't double him because you're one of the best short roll passers.
Exactly.
In the league, and Cat isn't that.
And his float, and like Hartenstein's floater, Hartenstein fit everything that the Knicks tried to do and helped a lot of the weaknesses. It's going to be very interesting to see who their matchups are in the playoffs and how they get through it. But yes, Brunson, like, still in a vacuum, to be able to go at that size, go get 40 whenever you need to, that's great.
And be good off ball. That's the difference between like him and like John Morant. That's why I put him one spot above him. Very good off ball scorer. Like, he moves a little bit, not a ton. He's not amazing, but he can shoot really well. The catch and shoot 3-point shot is incredible for him. Ja, not so much.
Yeah.
Man, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should have put Jalen Brunson top 10, man. Higher than you.
That's not ridiculous.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. It's not ridiculous. But he might be better than LeBron. I don't know. That feels weird.
He is.
Let's just roll into my next group, please. I'm not ready for those conversations. I want to evade those.
Whoa!
Ooh. Okay, so at number 15.
Not my goat. Not my goat. How dare you?
Listen, I'm so happy you didn't put LeBron there. But so 15, I got Devin Booker. 14, Jalen Brunson. I wish I put him higher. 13, Donovan Mitchell. 11, Damian Lillard. And 12, Damian Lillard. And 11, I got Steph Curry.
How dare you?
Oh, man. Steph Curry is still a great player. And if you want to call him top 10, cool. I have a number 11.
I would not
throwing stones at you whatsoever. But it's clear that Steph doesn't have the ability to naturally carry a team at the old age, and that attrition has gone to him. Now, still with Curry at this age, he's the greatest shooter of all time. That's never leaving his bones whatsoever. He's like throwing up 10 threes a game, shooting 40-some%. Insane as usual. But the normal carrying abilities and the ability to just like go toe-to-toe with top scorers on a night-to-night basis just isn't there anymore. You can't go bucket for bucket on a consistent basis. You can't ask that out of him, and that's some of the things that you talked about with LeBron in terms of consistency. Same conversation with Steph.
This is a good point. 11's too low, I think, but I understand it. I don't have him much higher, so I can't crucify you. He can't be what he was in 2022, where he's the one option that's the primary creator, running a lot of on-ball stuff, really being asked to carry a big burden. He could do it in 2022. The past 2 years, they should have been adding creators and giving him a buffer to play a little more off-ball, to have more creators around him, and they've done the goddamn opposite. First, they trade Jordan Poole for geriatric Chris Paul, who was a backup point guard. That's already, you lose some juice and some ability to have someone like Poole who can carry some, basically be an innings eater in the regular season. And then you let Chris Paul walk for nothing. So now you have even less creation. They're giving him more burden than ever as he's getting older. And you've seen that a lot in his fourth quarter performance. He looks goddamn gassed in the clutch. He won Clutch Player of the Year last year because he was so good in the clutch. He's the opposite right now. He looks tired. Doesn't have his legs under him. He's shooting a career low at the rim. Actually, career low since 2013, which is a long goddamn time ago.
Yeah.
59% at the rim, and that matches the eye test. This motherfucker smoking layups left and right. All these normal getting to the rim and doing these soft touches off the top of the backboard. You jump a little bit less high than you did before. It's a little difficult. He's a really touch-based guy. When you lose a tiny bit of athleticism, those tough shots are harder to make consistently. We've seen that. But I'll say this before I let you go and go crazy about your GOAT. I gave him a little more credit and kept him in the top 10 because he has no goddamn business having this type of role he's being forced to play. He should not be the only creator on the Warriors. It's back to what I was saying before. If he was in a situation that made some fucking sense and he had a second star, he could still be Steph Curry. The team, and even though with what we're saying, the team's offense is 17 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court still. He is carrying to a ridiculous degree because the supporting cast is that pissed from a creation perspective. There's no other good ball handlers that the issues that he's having and the downgrade he's taking as an athlete is so exasperated by the players he's playing with. It is truly the worst type of roster to play with Steph Curry right now.
Yeah, it feels so weird for me to put him outside of the top 10. I wish I could have like two number 10 spots at this point in time. But yeah, I agree. Genuinely, naturally, if you are in a worse situation with worse players and you're being players who can't create any shots for themselves, outside of, I guess, Dennis Schroeder now because he just got traded over there. Even then, even with the addition of Dennis Schroeder, this team is still terrible, especially with what Steph Curry needs offensively. And even when he's on the court, off the court, it doesn't matter. You're tasking him a lot. And you're right, they missed out on the opportunity to like usher in another guy to go ahead and alleviate the pains and the stresses of at times going toe-to-toe, bucket for bucket with the other team's best player.
I will say though, give me your hand. I need to hold you real quick while other hand. Give me the other one. I need to hold you tight while I break this news to you. He's still been better than LeBron James. He's been better than LeBron. I can't lie.
You've been infected.
He's still been better than LeBron James, and that's where you're glazing. No, you're glazing straight up.
No, I'm not.
Straight up slobbing. He's been better than LeBron still. He's way more efficient. Did he? He might be still a bit better defender than LeBron. He's been that bad. He's still carrying the offense with his off-ball gravity. All the stuff that they run through still exists. He's better than LeBron. I can't lie. And you know what? If you put them both in the proper situation, he would be a lot better than LeBron. LeBron can get a little bit better with a better situation. Curry can get a lot better with a team that makes sense.
I don't know. If you put LeBron in I don't know. That's that conversation I'm not ready to have just yet. But I will say in terms of the war of tradition, the war of attrition in the old age, it's definitely caught to LeBron a lot more to Curry.
Yeah.
Naturally. That's the only thing I'll say on that front. He doesn't look as old as LeBron.
Donovan.
You disgust me.
He's been sitting there festering.
you disgust me, man. There's until the day that he dies, there's not going to be anybody in the world who can shoot the basketball better than Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. There's no until he retires. There's nobody right now outside. Actually, I lied. Jokic, but Steph Curry, the fact that he can be on the floor and it doesn't matter how old he is. It doesn't matter what he's shooting, even though that he's shooting well this year, right? Steph Curry is on your offense and you have Draymond Green out there and those two know how to play next to each other. You are going to have an elite offense, right? It's not his fault that he's playing with, and when we talk about the stars, we talk about everybody from 1 through 20 on our list. That man has the worst supporting cast offensively around him. And they are leaning on Jonathan Kuminga to be, they're leaning on Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Pods. They were like, oh my God, Buddy Hield remembered how to shoot. Like, thank goodness for Buddy Hield. If you are on your hands and knees thanking the Lord that Buddy Hield is out here doing what he's doing, you are in the gutter. And there's no reason why their offense should look like this. There's no reason why their offense should be depending on these guys. If you put Steph Curry on any other competent area, they are going to be one of the best offenses in the league. They still are one of the best teams or one of the better teams in the Western Conference.
No, they're not. They're 8th now. They're 18th in offensive rating.
Stop that.
They're 14 and 11.
You get into a playoff series against the Warriors with a healthy Steph Curry. They are one of the better teams.
What does that mean? Like top what? Does that mean top 4 to you?
Top 5.
All right. I won't bother arguing that.
Anyways,
top 5.
Maybe they're 5th, sure.
Top 5. But this is a team that has failed him, and they are lucky that he loves Oakland, that he loves the Bay, that he loves San Francisco, all of that. But there's no world where you can watch what the Warriors are doing and not recognize the absolute impact. And if we are just going to go like true value and impact to winning, Steph Curry is still one of the 5, 6 best players, 7 best players in the world.
Sure. I don't know about all that. I certainly wouldn't say 5, but I hear you. Like it could look better with a better team.
Give him one other guy, and we're cooking.
I mean, shit. If he had Anthony Davis, it would look a lot different.
You don't even need an Anthony Davis. I'm not even asking for another top 10 guy.
Give him an Anthony Davis.
That's not. Listen, I would love that for Steph Curry. Give him what he wanted in the offseason. Go get Lauri Markkanen and see what the Warriors can do with that offensively. See what they will look like. Steph, you're disrespectful.
All right, let's go to 6 through 10. Mo, who do you got?
6 through 10. At number 10, I have Victor Wembanyama. He's finally made it and broke into this top 10 NBA range. Number 9, Anthony Edwards. 8, LeBron James. 7, Kevin Durant. And I got 6, Anthony Davis.
Again, you're giving LeBron sloppy toppy. I understand it. We've talked about it. That's fine. Other than that, no issues here. We're all going to have similar names from now on, so we can roll into the next ones. Donovan, who you got?
At 10, I have Wemby. 9, I have AD. 8, I have Anthony Edwards. 9, I said that backwards. 7, I have Kevin Durant. At 6, I have Steph Curry.
Oh, man, you are glazing even more than me when it comes to Steph Curry.
Yeah, you're both giving slop. It's fine.
No, he's giving more slop, though. His slop is more messy.
You're going slop for slop. Either way, it's slop. It's fine.
No.
At 10, I have Victor Wembanyama. A clean sweep with Knightum. He's a top 10 player. 9, Steph Curry, where he should be, I think. Slop. 8, Anthony Edwards. 7, Anthony Davis. 6, Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Wemby's a top 10 player, y'all. It's finally here.
It's official.
Y'all in the comments are going to see this and be like, the Wemby glaze is crazy. Because you guys are always saying shit like that because he's the next hot thing to hate on. I get it. You probably have the mental image of him in the first 10 games, shooting a lot of jump shots and missing them and not looking pretty. And you're like, well, he hasn't made the leap. He's a buzz, blah, blah, blah. I understand you. But me, I have the privilege of watching the last 12 games in which he's still shooting a lot of jumpers, but those motherfuckers are going in. A lot. He has truly made the leap. He has been amazing. First 10 games, he averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 28% from 3, and 42% from the field. Yuck. It was terrible. But in the last 11 games, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 36% from 3 on 10 per game, 50% from the field, 84% from the free throw line, 3 blocks per game. 10 threes a game at 36% while leading the league in blocks by a ton, being the runaway DPOY. There's no conversation. We're not having a DPOY debate. There's no talk online in traditional media on TV anywhere because it's a foregone conclusion that this man is a DPOY. Before the season, I said I don't think he's going to get it because the Spurs are going to be kind of mid and I don't think the team will be good enough. They are a top 10 defense because he is taking a leap in every single defensive skill. He is by far the best defensive player in the league right now, while being a ridiculous high-volume stretch big, while shooting 80% at the rim, being an instant bucket down there, everything you guys want to see early in the season. Everyone wants to get your big ass in the paint, hit these dunks, do all this stuff. He's doing that too, just not as much as you'd like, I guess. Unstoppable as a lob threat. He can attack guys off the dribble, finish with that length, ridiculous high-volume shooter. Everything I said about Chad Holmgren and why he needs to be top 20, because he not only shuts down the rim, but stretches the court out and does all that stuff. Wemby does all those same things to an even greater degree. He's better at Chet than at everything. He is a top 10 player. You might be able to go higher by the end of the year once those averages come up.
Yeah, I could see him go as high as like 7.
I'll say 6.
8.
I'll say 6.
There's a world where he could be
6
right there with
attainable.
Anthony Davis. Equal player by the end of the season. If the last 11 game stats that I said persist and you're watching this in 2 months and his season averages are 25, 10, and 5, again, I didn't even gloss over that part. He doubled his assists, 5 assists per game. He's also a good passer that makes people better and knows how to use his size and advantages to create shots for others a little bit. It's once the scoring bag comes up a little more and he develops more of the in-between game, adds a little more strength and creates off the dribble a little bit more, he's going to be a top 5 player maybe next year or the year after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said everything that needed to be said about Victor Wembanyama.
And they're still going to call us glazers. I don't care. I'll glaze in peace. I'll take that to the chin.
Leave me alone. Let me glaze in peace.
Give me more. Yeah, I mean, is there any argument for him not to be top 10? Like, is there anything holding him back? Or is it like clear as day that he's one of the most impactful players?
No, I think even if he was the player that he was like offensively last year, but you get this year's defense, that's still top 10.
Yeah, the defense is way better. People were like, nobody really pays attention to his like niche skills because he's this big block shot guy. Last year, he was a block shot merchant a little bit. He had some flaws, he can knock him off of spots a little bit. He didn't always have the best discipline in pick and roll. Sometimes he missed the rotations. Rookie shit, that's gone. He's a truly lockdown defender.
Exactly. So it's y'all had what, a week and a half where it was Chet's and the Wemby decade of DPOYs wasn't going to start.
Yeah.
Chet's hurt now, so it's officially started. Like he's going to win the next 5. And it would honestly be shocking to me if anybody other than Wemby or Chet won DPOY over the next decade.
I know. And what's also interesting is, he had that slow start and it got better. You would think that like his numbers would balance out and be relatively similar. He's still improved in every offensive way, and people pretend he didn't.
Yeah.
He's shooting 10% better at the rim, even counting that slow start.
That's nuts.
10% better at the rim, 80%. He is shooting 3% better on mid-range and 1% better from 3, even with the slump.
Yeah.
So like he's just gotten better in every measurable way, counting a slow start. Like by the time the season ends, his numbers are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Wow. Someone like Wemby's just so fascinating. I'm just curious to see. Last year, you kind of hung your hat on like, yeah, next year he's probably going to, at the end of next year, you're like, yeah, he's probably going to be able to look Anthony Davis in the eyes, which we can all agree he can look him in the eyes right now. But it's a matter of fact of like that offensive consistency and how much prowess he'll be able to gain. By the end of the season, he can definitely do that.
Yeah, do it for longer than 12 games because we know the defense is going to be what it is. I don't have him higher just because it's only 12 games. Maybe the 3-point shot goes back to not being good. He hasn't been super consistent thus far. So that's a swing factor.
But we try to tell you, second team All NBA. That's on the way. That's on the way.
Oh, he's so tough. Who else? Anthony Edwards. How do y'all feel about Ant's placement? We all have him top 10. How you feeling about Ant?
I kind of felt like he should have been higher. I think there's been slight disappointments in this game. Obviously, at the start of the year, everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on with Anthony Edwards? This dude's taking like 10, 12 threes a game. That's outrageous compared to where he was last year. He's like doubling his 3-point rate. What's going on? And people were freaking out. All of us were freaking out, or at least me and Donovan were freaking out. And we're like, okay, like he's smacking these pitches though, so I guess that really doesn't fucking matter. And on top of that too, the defense is elite. Overall, like
it's good. Not consistently elite per se.
Overall, he's having a good season and he's gotten better. But one thing that's like been so disappointing to me is just the decision making and supernatural reads that if you're a downhill demon, as like, I guess I'm using Jason Tatum as an example because there's real reasons why Jason Tatum is a much better player than he was last year, 2 years ago, and so on and so forth, is because he's been able to make the right play just in general. It doesn't have to involve him putting the ball in the basket or even attempting to. It's like hitting the right guys in their specific corners or the wings and whatnot. And Anthony Edwards, I think just the actual like skill and ability to pass is like a genuine weakness.
Yeah, he's
like
having a bad passing season.
Yeah.
He has currently 3.9 assists per game, down from 5.5 last year, and 3.2 turnovers per game. So almost an even assist to turnover ratio. That's terrible. And, that could be for a lot of reasons. Mike Conley's regressed heavily. We need more and more playmaking from Ant, which hasn't been adjusting too well. The spacing's worse now with Julius Randle instead of Cat. He needs to get better as a passer. But, y'all, the man was one of the better slashers in the league, and now he shoots 42% from 3 on 10 attempts per game. People moaned and groaned about it because NBA ratings are down, so I'm tired of watching threes. Now the best athlete in the league is shooting threes like everybody else. Yada, yada, yada. Sure, if you think it makes Ant more boring, cool. You're entitled to that opinion. Me, I think it makes him a fucking incredible player because he's 42% from 3 on 10 attempts per game. That's not just a good shooting season. That's not just a slight shooting leap.
All time.
He is one of the best shooters in the NBA while being a downhill demon, while having the ability to turn it on and defend it at a high level at any moment, while having the ability to hit turnaround fades like that and have an in-between game. just a godly scorer. That if the passing comes around and he becomes a Jason Tatum level passer, like you said, then that's a top 4 or 5 player. Like, it's you can't keep him out of the top 10 despite any weaknesses right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I don't really have anything else to say. You guys covered it all.
How do you feel about Kevin Durant? You have my number 7.
I think KD is amazing. And I think the KD is now transitioned into a period in his career where Kevin Durant's underrated.
Yeah, he is.
I love that. That.
Like KD is still going to keep he's just like Curry, where until Steph retires, there's not going to be a better shooter than Steph Curry. There's not going to be anybody who can go out and get 27 points easier than Kevin Durant. He just wakes up and it's on the stat sheet. And that's always going to be there. The development in his game as a defender over the last couple of years, it's wild. And it's like Phoenix needs him. It's not just like a luxury, like, oh yeah, KD's, he's playing defense. That's great. They need Kevin Durant to be a defender. They need him to be that level of guy for their team to work. And the fact that Kevin Durant is like 36, 37 years old and is now number 1 option, right? Best scorer on the team, right?
Best defender on his team,
best defender,
best passer on the team a lot of nights.
It's wild. It's wild that development has gone. So honestly, again, I've been Steph better for years now, so I was never gonna do that. But if you flipped them and you had KD at 6 and Steph at 7, whatever, it's 100% justified because Kevin Durant is amazing.
Yeah. His ability, like, he knows exactly how to use his length defensively. It's crazy. Like, his movement is so precise that when he's roaming, he can rotate and just like shut off drives and just turn the water off so well by barely moving, just like sliding over, using his length and just being everywhere. Like, his defensive awareness is 1,000 times better than it was when he was young. And he has that old man instinct to know how to use his size. And like, he doesn't jump defensively. He doesn't sprint defensively. He just kind of slides back and forth.
And he stretches them arms.
Yeah, the wingspan covers so much ground. And it's just a very smart basketball player that he's never been a like low IQ player. But when he was young, it was skill, ability, crazy size. Nobody talked about his basketball IQ. But he is the type of player that every year he's gotten smarter and smarter. And you see that ability to like collect that and make you a better player in the same way we talk about 2018 LeBron. He's just way smarter than he was when he was young. KD's made that same type of mental hurdle jumps as he got older.
Especially exactly. And especially like post Achilles. And obviously he's returned to a level that probably nobody's ever returned to post Achilles.
Yeah.
Like for him to be able to do that, and even afterwards, he still had seasons where you're like, is Kevin Durant like the MVP? Like that's wild. Like that 21 season in Brooklyn, he was hooping. It was wild. So obviously there's going to be a level of athleticism that declines, but to move into that space and now really understand like, yeah, I'm not going to move around. You watch 2014 highlights of Kevin Durant, he is shifty. It's crazy. Herc and jerk, it's wild. The fact that he can do the stuff where I'm going to be the old man at the park and I'm just going to take 2 steps over here, put my arm here, and it's going to be in the right spot. That's crazy. Yeah. And the Suns, without Kevin Durant, they look kind of lost.
Yeah.
Especially
it's night and day.
Yeah, especially with Devin Booker having a down year.
Yeah. All right, man.
Shout out KD.
This is a KD respecting podcast. Maybe it hasn't always been that, but it is now. Yeah. Let's move on to the top 5.
What a heel turn.
I'm sure we're going to be in lockstep. So we'll reveal all the top 5 at once. At 5, I have Shea. 4, I have Tatum. 3, I have Luka. 2, I have Giannis. And 1, I have Jokic.
Okay. I guess I'm saying this for me and Donovan.
Yep.
At 5, we have Tatum. 4, we have Shea. 3, Luka. 2, Giannis. 1, Jokic.
Oh, y'all love some aura. Jesus Christ.
He's so tough.
All right.
He's so tough.
This is the Shea versus Tatum conversation.
Oh, y'all are in love. You love a Skims ad. Tatum's better than Shea. I mean, I love Shea. He's great. Tatum is an actual great, impactful, versatile defender. Shea is good for a guard. Very good for the scheme where they ask their guards to be very active, very important in the passing lanes. Just really intense effort. He does it. He's very good in that way. Better than most star guards. Tatum is a good defender, not just for a guard. He has crazy defensive impact. His decision-making is much better than Shea. Shea is not a good passer. Shea is straight up not a good passer. J-Dub's a better passer. He's not horrible, but he's not making high-level reads. He's not passing people open, doing much of anything in that regard. Tatum went through hell being the only passer on the roster for a while, and molded by heat and fire and flames, he's become a good passer. He makes good skip passes. He can hit cutters. Legit above average passer. Probably second best for the position after LeBron James. And scoring, Shea is probably better. He has in between games.
Yes, he's a bucket
but it's
getter.
not enough better to make up for all the other stuff I just mentioned. But I get it. He's hot. But so is Tatum, so I don't know. But I get it. You think he has more aura, so you got to pick him above him. I understand.
Listen,
good voice. Tatum talks real boring, so you hear Shea and you're like, ooh, that raspiness, it gets to me. And Tatum's, we did it. And you don't think he's cool. I get it.
It's got like light skins over dark skins. It's a lot of colorism going on here. That's really all this is. But I think
you got muted, Shea.
No. For Shea, it is the scoring.
Tatum never got unmuted. How about that?
It's the scoring that I look at for Shea that's kind of the boost.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
I will say I agree with you, and I give Tatum so much admiration when it comes to the leaps that he's made as a playmaker. It feels like Tatum has damn near eclipsed him. I wouldn't say outright that Shea's worse as a playmaker, but
he's much worse. Come on.
But I can say, like, yeah, Tatum, that's no longer a hole in Tatum's game. And that was one of the biggest things. His decision making was one of the biggest things that, like, kept him outside of, like, these upper echelon conversations. And I was one of the loudest on the podcast last year and on the streams too, that, yeah, like, there's nothing on the court outside of defense that I can look at and be like, yeah, Tatum is more valuable than Shea in this aspect. Now, in these conversations, if you want to say Tatum's better, I used to go tooth and nail about this. I don't anymore, and that's because all the gaps are closed. The only one that still makes me feel like, yeah, I value this a little bit more than Tatum right now as we speak is the ability to genuinely just, like, I'm not usually like this, but his ability to get buckets and how tough they are
to get and it's not like LaMelo Ball get buckets where it's like, all right, we're just gonna go.
Yeah, to
efficiently get buckets and be in that upper echelon of bucket getter, that's like all-time stuff. And the fact that he can do that and get 30, and even like for the rest of his team, you look at like the playoff run from last year. J-Dub didn't have a good run. Chet had, the rookie wall and stuff. Shea's going in every single night and getting, 31, 5 and 5 on great efficiency, being a good defender. And
that's all-time stuff. His ability to get those buckets is all-time stuff.
That's great.
The efficiency in which he gets them is all-time stuff. And I'm just like, that's not enough for me to bump up Tatum over him just yet.
I get it. He's so tough. His tween pulls are beautiful. I understand. Tatum's better at more skills in basketball that matter. I get it.
Yeah, I see Tatum, and this is the most complete. He's one of the most complete NBA players, probably the most complete player the NBA has to offer, at least in this list so far. And I can give him, if you want to give him that bump, cool. But when I think about just like, I'm a big fan of superpowers, bro, and Shea has one of the best superpowers. I don't want to say that we've seen in a long time because Kevin Durant exists. Chris Paul exists with his fucking mid-range game and shit like that too. But seeing Shea reach those feats, which we don't see that often, he got it.
Tatum's defensive versatility is a superpower. He's morphed into Draymond Green light. He can check 2 through 5, and if he switches onto a 1, you're not exactly saying, "Ooh, kill him, expose him." He can defend ones when he needs to. Like his ability to be the Swiss Army knife and they had the utmost ridiculous lineup versatility because they have someone like KP who can be the big guy and shoot threes, but because they have Tatum, who every title contender needs a power forward that can be an elite defender that can check 3 through 5. You look at PJ Washington, PJ Tucker when he's on the Bucks, Aaron Gordon, all these guys. It's a almost crucial lineup need for a contender. Jason Tatum is that while also being your best offensive player, and he has no problem keeping with the versatility and energy on both ends of the ball. That is just, there's no more valuable. It's like Giannis in the two-way intensity, but he does it with his type of skills. It's different that way, but Shea is not giving you that defensively. It's not even close.
I can say that Tatum's not giving you what Shea's giving you offensively in the playoffs. I can say that.
I can say that in the cup game that we just saw, when Shea's shot isn't falling, not giving you a ton of impact. In the finals, when his shot isn't falling, giving you lots of impact. He has many ways to impact the game. Everybody's going to have off nights. Tatum can still do things.
Let's keep our conversations from April to June. I'm not talking about the cup. I'm not using that in this argument right now.
Any off night. Everybody will have off nights. Granted, Shea doesn't have a lot of them, so I'm not
exactly.
I get it, but he has off
You're
nights.
You're talking about hypotheticals.
No, I'm not. We saw it yesterday. We saw it last night.
He's on every single night.
We just watched it. You went to sleep.
Yeah, he didn't really say.
He fell asleep.
First of all, no.
He shit himself to sleep last night.
First of all,
exposing him.
First of all,
his tummy hurt. He fell asleep.
He went to the bathroom and we didn't see him again, bro.
I came down here and I laid down in the bed.
What'd you do before that?
Huh? I went to the restroom, but I came back and I just had to lay down. I had the phone. I had the game on.
I came down here to start the fourth quarter and I checked on you. You were fast asleep. And I went upstairs and I'm like, he's knocked out.
I was watching on my phone.
Your eyes were closed. You were asleep. You didn't know I was down here.
I was watching. I saw you walk down here.
You're a fucking liar.
He was not watching that
you
shit.
You were asleep. The second time I came down, you woke up and you saw me. That was the second time though. You were knocked the fuck out.
Shitter.
Now people gonna sit up here and talk about what I see, my perception. You know what I'm saying?
You were fast asleep.
You don't know what I was.
The last thing you saw was toilet paper before you went to sleep.
No.
He burned the mental image of wet wipes. Look at this one.
No, I'm actually upset because nobody has more issues with their bowels than me. And he's not going to sit here and put this on me. Every time before streams, you and me are ready. Mo comes on the stream 5 minutes, 2 minutes before.
Shit.
I could post a text where he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm in the restroom. I'll be on in 5 minutes." We don't hear from Mo from 30 minutes because he has issues.
Now listen,
you're not gonna put that label on me. All right, we're not gonna.
Everyone has their moments. Sad to say, last
and you have your moment every day we record. You have that issue.
Oh my god, my stomach hurts. I gotta.
Oh shit.
Anyways, as I was saying. Shea gets buckets at a high level in the playoffs. I appreciate that. And that's why I'm going with that over Tatum. And I think that Tatum is in a great situation and he can have off nights and they're still gonna win. And it's okay. And I think that you are correct. Part of that is because he can go and play a lot of defense. But if Shea's gonna come out in the playoffs and average 30 and do that on high efficiency, I need that. You talk about teams needing this, insanely versatile power forward to play defense and do all that. You also need a reliable number one option offensively.
Good thing Tatum's both. Good thing he's both. Good thing he averages 28 points per game, 60% true shooting, while also being that defensive player. Good thing he's both. He just is. It's fine.
Yeah, that's why they gave Jaylen Brown Finals MVP because Tatum was out here hooping.
Oh no, he won a chip. Oh no.
Listen, Tatum, shout out to you, right? You have made improvements in your game. He asked a question a couple months ago saying what they gonna say now. Exactly what I'm saying right now. You got through last year. You didn't have your shot was messed up. The shot looks back right now. I'm very curious. Let me see you in April again. That's it. But let
me see you win a championship again as a best player on a team. Like he failed. You don't.
He asked the question, what they gonna say now?
So they're answering the same thing.
I'm answering the question.
And your answer is we're gonna say the same shit because we don't care about the outcome.
To see here, no. And first of all,
we're gonna hate no matter what.
you're sitting here acting like, oh yeah, the ring solves everything with everybody else. Whether they won a ring, whether they won the game or not, you are going to sit and dissect everything that they do in the game and talk about the process. I'm saying offensively, the process for Tatum last year was jacked up. It wasn't though.
What did I say last year?
It was not.
Did I not say he should have been Finals MVP?
It was not great.
I am very consistent here. I said very clearly he should have been Finals MVP.
But do you understand why he wasn't?
Yeah. Bullshit. That's why he didn't win it. Bullshit. He won because the voters love the aesthetics of watching Jaylen Brown lock up Luka one-on-one like he's fucking prime Dennis Rodman. And he had a good start to the series, and that was burning people's brains. By the time it got to the end, and when Tatum had the good games, it was already decided. People weren't looking for...
And why was it decided?
Because people made up their
Jaylen
minds.
Brown was out here setting up the table
He wasn't though. Tatum was setting the table, and Jaylen Brown was the beneficiary.
They were
of
out there in Dallas, right? Game on the line. It's game tight. Who's out there taking the shot, making it?
He is the beneficiary of Tatum setting up everything for the team, while Jaylen Brown has the easiest, most cushiest role in the entire NBA.
Jaylen Brown said, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, little bro. I got you."
Nobody gives a fuck if Jaylen Brown plays good or bad. It's all on Tatum. Jaylen Brown has the best job in the entire league.
I can understand your all-around point when it comes to Tatum. I just view Shai's
I would love to show up to work.
Ability to be one of the greatest shot makers in the league, and I just put that over Tatum for now. Now, if Tatum, I don't need no time to see if his shot is really it or if this passing is really this is who he is at his best. I've seen shades of all this stuff throughout the entirety of his career, absolutely. But with Shai, just for right now, I think that shot making ability I value it a little bit more than the all-aroundness for Tatum right now. Just for now.
The guy is 36-5 plus defender, gets to the free throw line at will.
36-5 Oh, 6-5 Okay.
Yeah.
I think 36. I was like, what?
No.
He's hard.
I'm just making them numbers. 41, 10, 11. Right. But
28 points on 60% shooting. What the fuck? We're talking like Tatum isn't a bucket getter. He's 28 points versus 30.
He's not the bucket getter that Shai is.
Sure. The gap there is much smaller than all the other stuff. The defensive gap is massive.
I guess if you're talking about his overall versatility, I can see Tatum
versatility, scalability, portability.
I can see Tatum guard. I can see Tatum guard traditional 4s and 5s at times, and you don't ever want to see Shai in that position. If you see Shai in that position, you're fucking panicking because that's overtaxing at that point. And with Tatum, there's no real such thing as overtaxing.
Yeah, and again, we act like he had this horrific run because the 3-point shot wasn't falling. I get it, it's ugly. He was still a downhill demon, still a great passer, still a great defender. He played very well. You don't win the championship without Tatum playing well. It's impossible. The team is good because he is the engine. Again, he has the best possible supporting cast for him to be the engine, but it does live and die by Tatum because it's more than just scoring.
I understand that. That's the tiebreaker. I want for me, and I want Shai's scoring. I want the fact that I can have a two-way guard who can score at the level that he does as efficiently as he does, and I will take that 8 times out of 10 over Tatum. That's
Tim, you just got to get cooler. You got to get some aura. If you had a raspy voice and you actually had some one-liners and some good IG posts, if you could put that shit on better, they'd give you top 3.
Nah.
You got to get your game up. You're not cool enough. I'm sorry. You'll never get the credit you deserve.
Now this man fumbled.
Question. Is there anything that either of these guys could do to surpass Luka?
Nope.
Really? Nothing?
If Tatum could get to Shai's level of scoring, yeah.
No, probably not. I mean, Luka's the top 3. We don't even got to talk about it. They're generational. Luka had a rough start. He's back. Best offensive player in the game, right neck and neck with Jokic. He's not a good defender, obviously, so he's not going to be better than Giannis to us because Giannis is also, honestly, he doesn't get the credit for this. He's probably the best scorer in the NBA. He is truly unstoppable. Good defender, good passer. Jokic is what needs to be said.
Yeah. I agree. There's nothing that Shai and Tatum could do. You can combine these guys. Nah, that's dragging it, but there's nothing
that's Michael Jordan.
There's nothing these guys can do to look Tatum in the and to look Luka in the eyes, and you could see that these guys are on their level. There's a tier system, and Jokic, Giannis, and Luka are that, and then it's separate.
Well, Jokic is he's in a tier by himself.
Then Giannis and Luka, the Tatum and Shai.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is probably in Jokic's stratosphere, but
he's not.
He's closer.
No, I think he is.
I think Giannis is a little bit closer to Jokic than he is Luka.
Yeah,
I think those two guys are.
You can say that he's still not.
Okay, Jokic is his own tier, Giannis is his own tier, Luka is his own tier, and then Tatum and Shai are one tier.
There you go.
The top 3 guys are clearly delineated, I think.
Okay, and that's
our list, y'all. And how y'all feeling? Better than last year?
Yeah.
Genuinely, this list.
I was upset at y'all last year.
Why? Because we didn't see the vision with
it's Joel Embiid stuff last year.
Yeah, because
he was pissed about it. We were right. You had Joel Embiid at 8 last year. He was the MVP. Obviously, he got hurt again.
And guess what? Why did I put him at 8?
He got hurt.
I put him at 8 because he gets hurt. And then what happened? He got hurt. I literally told y'all the truth about this man.
Kevin Durant gets hurt. Giannis hasn't played a playoff series in 2 years. He's the reason. And getting hurt is the reason they don't win. And why the fuck is he at 2?
Because guess what he did when he did play and when he was healthy.
How many years ago?
Won a ring.
How many years ago?
50 in a closeout game.
That is true
16
too.
for 16. Embiid has never been to the conference finals.
Damn.
What's the
conference finals?
What's the thing about the old days?
I mean, they're
the fucking old days. Giannis hasn't been available in 2 years. Again, I'm not holding it back. I admit to. But the fucking double standard with Joel Embiid is hilarious.
He's never made it to the conference finals.
Are you gauging his career and his accomplishments or who he is as a player today?
He's just top 30 last year. Yeah.
even last year, guess what? They made it to the same spot. They were both home by the end of the second round.
And Joel Embiid is dinged for it, but not Giannis, because we don't care if it's not Joel Embiid. We only hate on him. He's the one that gets bullied while everybody else gets a pass. Kevin Durant, you're hurt every 7 days.
Who's playing this year?
We don't care.
Who's playing this year?
I didn't rate Joel Embiid this year.
Exactly. Can't even be on a top 30 list because he's not playing. I told you he didn't play last year. That's why I dropped him. Guess what? He didn't play. I told you that he falls apart. He was in the playoffs last year. Couldn't beat Jalen Brunson, right? You guys were like, oh my God, he dropped 50. Was scared, shying away from the moment of taking a 12-foot jumper. Don't talk to me about Joel Embiid. Don't talk to me about anything that he's been doing because he hasn't been out here.
He's not even on my list.
You're lucky.
He's not even on my list.
You're lucky.
Again,
and that's why the Sixers and all of their fans are going to be in poverty and in pain for the next decade because they have Joel Embiid as their franchise player. Wow. I wasn't even trying to go here, but y'all were trying to compare him to Giannis. Giannis has a ring, multiple-time MVP, all of this stuff. Don't put them in the same stratosphere.
Are we gauging what these people did 3 years ago? Or are we gauging how good they are today?
Today, Joel Embiid can't walk up the stairs. Giannis is out here.
We're not talking about
that. Was about last year, not necessarily.
We're talking about
today,
last year.
But yeah,
last year you were being unfair a little bit because again, hindsight, he got hurt. We know that now he's not going to be on the list because the degenerative issues have continued to get worse. But the point of these lists should not be who you want 6 months from now. We have to talk about who you're on the court.
Joel last year was averaging 35 points per game before he got hurt.
He was the clear MVP.
He was on an insane tear.
And again, everybody else gets context and gets the ability to rationalize the injury issues are the injury issues. We understand it's a downside. It sucks. But we're going to talk about who he is on the court because what matters in the day is the ability. Everybody gets that grace except Joel Embiid. You're like, you're bitch made. You can't stand on the court. I can't have you on my team.
That's no. Why is Kawhi Leonard not on your list?
Well, he hasn't played a single game, so why the fuck would I rank him?
But you know what Kawhi can be when he's on the court, right?
No, I don't know because he hasn't played a game. Same reason I didn't put Joel Embiid. I don't know what he is right now. I knew what he was last year. I knew what he was very clearly. It was the MVP.
Even Kawhi last year.
When did Kawhi even play last year? I don't even remember. How many games did he play?
Not much.
He went out early too.
Yeah, not much.
And I think we ranked him because he played enough games. He was on our list last year. We're talking about last year now.
Yeah.
Y'all, this is the top list. We somehow got into Joel Embiid debates.
Demonize me because I always bring y'all are ridiculous.
You just hate Joel Embiid.
No, because y'all think that it's like 2K injuries off and we're just like simulating the season when it's like it's a clear ability to be able to stay on the court. And at least in those seasons that Giannis was hurt in the playoff run, he put the Bucks in a position to where the Bucks were like could actually do something throughout the year. You know what I'm saying?
Was he available? Like,
and he's still.
It's just a double standard.
He's still doing that.
And
he's still here.
And so same logic. If Giannis gets hurt again in the future, are you going to say it's hindsight or this is the third year in a row? There's a pattern. Maybe I should lower him. Like, I'm not saying you should lower Giannis. I'm saying if you were so alarmed by Joel Embiid, you're not even a little bit alarmed by Giannis.
He might be low. You don't know.
Well, you got him at 2. So if you're alarmed, you are glazing and not showing it.
You don't know. Listen, it is what it is.
TikTok time. Let's get straight to it.
Let's go to TikTok time.
Y'all are ridiculous.
Welcome to TikTok time. We are once again going to start with the draft. But, before we get to the draft, I gotta once again plug our new merch.
Another commercial.
TD3 Winter Collection, commercial 2. For those of you crayon eaters who only watch TikTok time, don't watch the full rankings. Okay, we're here for whatever you want to see from us. But we got to show you this merch that Mo has next to him. We got 4 or 5 new items. I got this mug for you. This is a TD3 Winter Collection, all themed of like a college type look. We got this dope ass crew neck that Mo's holding up with the TD3 symbol like it's a college. We got another crew neck with an alternate symbol right there on the side this time. We have a t-shirt. We have a hoodie. We got a whole bunch for y'all. Go check it out.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the blue crew neck you held up. But this t-shirt is also very hard. You're holding it way too high. Top link in the description. Go check all this out. Yeah, man, let's have some fun. Let's play some games.
This is TikTok time.
Today's draft, we're going to make teams from NBA players who were drafted in the 2018 NBA draft. Okay. Stacked class.
One of my favorite draft classes
whoa,
of all time.
Whoa. What happened? You got first pick?
Yeah. Mo had first pick last time. He went to third. I had second pick last time.
See, they said I had first pick last time.
What are you talking about? I had third pick last time.
I thought you just said 5 minutes ago that I had first pick.
You can't hear. I said I have first pick. You have second pick. Mo has third pick.
Yeah, Isaac had third pick last time.
You've been here. Understand, Isaac is still upset about the argument that we just had. You just dropped me down to 2.
You were third last time, were you not?
I was told that I had first.
You were told nothing of the sort. You have selective hearing because you wanted first.
I was lied to. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run him up.
He was not. This is pure fiction. But you guys know how it goes. We draft point guard through center. Only criteria is they have to be selected in the 2018 draft.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, let's do it.
That's crazy. I really didn't say that. Like you straight up just did not hear me.
You really did.
I did not. Okay, so let's draft NBA lineups with 2018 players. First pick. Give me Luka Doncic, obviously. The reason Donovan's mad, give me Luka.
Recoup.
Luka was stolen from me.
Luka was not stolen from him at all.
But it's okay. I will take the current 4th best player in the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
That is so specific. Okay. You put him a point guard or shooting guard?
Put him at my point guard right now.
Okay. Listen, the obvious top 2 picks are out the way. Where are you going at the turn?
All right.
You want your mans?
I know you want your mans.
Point guard, naturally. Give me Trae Young.
Nice. Picking a point guard when we already had ours. Love to see it.
And because of scarcity reasons, give me Mitchell Robinson, the best center available right now. Not a lot of them. Very bleak.
Okay. You can have them.
Okay. Where do I want to go with this?
Need a great defense around Trae.
You guys said that this guy kind of looks like me. I'm gonna take my twin.
No,
give me Mikal Bridges.
That's the real scarcity. There is no wings here.
Give me Mikal Bridges at my 3.
Okay, that is unfortunate. I really, really, really wanted him. Well, give me DeAndre Ayton. I'll take a big man. There is others. Listen, Ayton's terrible right now for the Trailblazers. I'll put him in a better program. I'll get the most out of him.
I'll save him.
I can fix him. I promise you I can fix him. And then, at my 2, give me Dante DiVincenzo.
Okay.
Imagine Luka firing to the corner with Dante in the corner.
Dante's a brick this season, so I'll let you roll.
Not in my program, he's not. Not next to Luka Doncic, he's not.
Dante with the O. You know what? There's not really. I got defense at 3. You have no defense really in your backcourt. Dante has been kind of hit or miss. Trey's already your guard. Let's do this. Put Shai at my 2.
Okay.
Because I'm getting my guy. I want Jalen Brunson at my point guard position.
Okay.
I just want buckets and buckets.
That's a lot of buckets.
Okay, that's fair. I like that. That's talent on your team. That's talent on your team. All right, at the 4, I'm focusing on defense. Again, I got Trae Young on my team. So give me Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Jaren.
Dummy! He sold. He got Dante DiVincenzo. There we go, bro.
I forgot about Jaren.
Now that right there, you be yapping too much, brother. This is what happens, huh?
Hey, you better not sell. You just got
team
blessed.
looks good right now.
I did not get blessed.
If you sell, this will be the ultimate sell.
I did not get blessed. Relax, brother.
If you sell, this will be so embarrassing.
Relax, brother.
Man. Okay. So for the sake of defense on my team, listen, my front court, amazing. I love it. Probably the best front court out of the whole bunch right now. Okay, so to recoup for the defense, again, that Trae Young provides is little to none. At my 2, go ahead and give me D'Anthony Melton.
Okay.
Nice, greedy defender. Nice 3-and-D guy.
Damn, man. How did I forget about Jaren?
There we go.
Let's see. I have Mikal. He can shoot a little bit. I have Shai, bucket, Brunson, bucket. I need somebody who I can just say, go be a demon. Defensive demon at my 4. I would like Jared Vanderbilt at my 4.
Ooh,
okay.
No spacing.
Okay.
PU, what's that smell? No shooting.
He does cook your spacing a little bit depending on your 5 is.
Don't care.
I missed out on Jaren. I'm not building a good offensive team. I'm moving Dante to the 3. Give me Anthony Simons at shooting guard. Let me do that Kyrie Luka type of thing with Simons instead.
Stop misspelling my white boy's
your
name.
Your defense is absolutely cooked.
And then a power forward.
Simons and Dante.
Listen, I'm going all in on offense. Give me another good passer. Give me Bruce Brown. We're running up and down the court, offensive-oriented team.
What type of team is this? Okay. Lucas, Simons, Dante, Bruce, and Aiden.
We sold.
We're getting buckets.
You guys sold.
Who do we sell for?
Oh, man, we sold so bad. He's going to win. He got this one. And I don't even know because, like, you know what? We're just going to run out here.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if I want.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know if
you don't even want him on your team. You just want to make my day worse. You don't want him on your team.
I don't.
Why would you do that?
Do it. Do it.
You know what? Listen, we're gonna play small ball 5.
Oh my god.
We're gonna put Jared Vanderbilt at the 5.
Oh my god.
Because at my 4, I would like Michael Porter.
You don't
Jr.
even want him on your team.
Michael
your
Porter
team
Jr.
just got
2018?
worse. Yes.
I want Michael Porter.
You guys
Jr.
are selling. Yes.
I just can't let you have.
Oh my god. You don't even believe in that pick for real. You just want to destroy my team.
We sold. I can't let him have that.
I forgot everybody that's in 2018. I guess
I had the list in front of me. Could not read. I'm illiterate. I just couldn't let him have that.
I completely forgot about these big guys.
Oh my gosh.
My team is ass, but I'm glad you're not happy.
You know, I'm still happy. My team is still like the best, even though I have one less player. But okay. So
listen, you put us in a Rising Stars challenge. This is great. This is awesome.
Trey, Melton, Jaren, and Mitch. I have a few options where I can go here.
We sold so badly.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
And the crazy part is, like, I looked at it and I was like, okay, Jaren. What happened was I thought that Jaren was going to be gone before he got to me. So I just dismissed it.
Damn. Well, at this point in time, the best player available for me is Kevin Huerter.
Nice.
He already has natural chemistry with Trey. A little bit of a defensive, you know.
You're small 1 through 3, but your front court is fine.
Front court is great.
I don't like the Melton Kavon 2-3 combo, but
I don't like Bruce Brown, Dante DiVincenzo, Simons.
Neither do I. The fuck?
Bruce Brown. You take my team's ass too, bro.
You think I like MPJ and Vando? I messed up.
But low-key, I have Luka. I have a hella shooter.
You just have
Luka.
Luka.
A roll man. I got Luka shooters and a roll man. I think my team might be competent.
I don't know, man. You think Aiden's gonna be happy? Ooh, you think Aiden's gonna be happy with Luka? He wanted to kill CP3.
He's gonna be spoon-fed buckets. Yeah, he's gonna be happy.
He didn't like that though.
Yeah, he don't like Brendan.
Tough shit. It's my program. I'm a better coach.
And he's gonna be pouting for you.
He's
not gonna be happy.
We'll get the most out of him.
Figuring it out is just trading Aiden.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trading for Time Lord. Pick. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the worst team I've ever drafted. Nice.
I completely forgot about it. Yeah, I was thinking about getting Time Lord.
I recovered this in the episode. We're not going to show this.
All right, audio listeners, I got Trey Young.
Don't care. Melton, next video we're going to do.
Kevon Huerter, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Mitchell Robinson.
We're off that shit. No more drafts ever again.
They want to talk about me when I'm asked, but when I'm good, they want to say none. Noticing.
The next thing we're going to do, let's do something fun. I have some NBA transformations to show you guys.
Okay.
Players who completely reworked either their body, their hairstyle, their look over the years. They look like a different person. So I'm going to show you 2 transformations. You're going to tell me which one was crazier.
Okay.
Who had the more...
Wait, what?
Okay. You threw me off my rhythm.
Listen, I'm locked in. Show me these transformations.
You completely threw me off my rhythm. So, which transition was more... Or which NBA transformation was more...
Whoa.
It's a different topic.
What are we talking about?
Which NBA transformation was crazier? First off, Giannis or Kevin Love?
It's easily Kevin Love.
Really?
Like, Giannis just ate 3 meals a day and like he got big. Like, that's fine. Kevin Love went from the Pillsbury Doughboy to like GQ men.
Yeah.
That's a difference. Giannis is just 17.
GQ, man, you just think he's handsome.
Didn't he get like sexiest man alive in sports or something? Like he's routinely on a body issue.
He legitimately became one of like the better looking dudes in sports. Where Giannis just aged.
You don't get it. To white people, he is Kelly Oubre. He is the standard.
He is
the standard for white men in the NBA.
I guess, but it's a lot harder in my mind to bulk as much as Giannis did while like literally gaining no fat.
No, it's Giannis. Giannis's body transformation is ridiculous. They're gonna study him and body.
Do you know how much protein that man had to eat?
All of it.
Do you know how much protein he had to eat? Just really think about it.
All they gave him was rice, ground beef, protein shakes. That's it. Kevin Love, that's a different person.
Intermittent fasting. What are you talking about?
That's a different person. He grew out. He had a chin strap beard, right? Was all big and pudgy. He looks like an offensive lineman there.
He looks like a trucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He looks like a lot of things.
He went from a Mountain Dew drinker to a wine connoisseur. Kevin Love transformation wins.
Okay, I'll give it to Kevin Love. You got it. You win. Next up, Anthony Davis or CJ McCollum?
Anthony Davis looks like Jordan from the Bernie Mac show.
Yeah, he does.
CJ McCollum kind of looks like you.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, these are two late bloomers. This is both halfway through high school. So these aren't 10-year-olds. These are 16-year-olds. This is hilarious. CJ McCollum looks like he's 9 years old.
He looks like this is a trick or treat outfit that he has on right now, bro. Like he's not hooping for real.
You know what? Anthony Davis grew more hair. Anthony Davis wins.
Ooh, CJ McCollum got the same look.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Anthony Davis went from like an undersized point guard to a fucking 7-foot big man. That's crazy. What a crazy growth spurt halfway through high school.
AD gets it. AD wins.
I don't know.
You see them bones right there?
Do you see how big those shorts are on CJ McCollum?
He still wears baggy shorts.
They're eating him though at that size.
That was the style.
Those shorts are wearing him.
This is 2008, 2009.
All right, we give it AD.
AD looks crazy. AD on the left looks like a baby bird.
He does look unrecognizable.
He looks like a small dinosaur.
Yeah.
he grew more hair. His beard is fuller. He's
15.
He has more muscle.
It's a baby velociraptor.
No, I'm saying than CJ.
Okay. Next one. Rudy Gobert or Steph Curry?
Steph Curry has hit.
Steph Curry looks like a baby on the left.
Yeah.
That looks like a middle school, like a high schooler. But that's a grown man.
The amount of mass that he was able to gain.
Steph Curry looks so young that his first nickname included the word baby in it. Like that alone.
Exactly.
He doesn't look baby no more.
It's just beard grown for a Gobert.
Babyface assassin.
Babyface assassin, you're right. And they called him he was like 28 years old when they were calling him
a grown man.
2015, he was 26.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Babyface assassin.
No facial hair. Yeah, I'm going Steph Curry.
Now he's Unk.
Yeah. I'm fine with Steph.
Okay. Yeah, Rudy Gobert is not that big of a transition. Next one. Steven Adams or Marc Gasol?
It's Steven Adams.
Really?
Bro, look at Marc Gasol's ass.
Easily.
Marc Gasol's on like Kevin Love type timing, but even worse actually.
Nah, that arm is a Vienna sausage. He looks crazy.
Zero definition.
See, but you don't see in this picture though. Steven Adams had no facial hair, no tattoos.
That is true.
The fact that he is now tatted up, full head of hair, full beard, that right there is just a random rookie, and then he turns into Aquaman.
Aquaman, yeah, literally.
Like that's different.
From frat boy to Guardian of Atlantis.
It's
crazy.
That's different.
Yeah, no, he looks hilarious on the left side. Like, just look at that immature face.
Marc Gasol, listen, good transformation. But he just been on P90X. That's it. but Steven Adams turned into
Hydroxy cut.
Yeah, flat tummy tea, whatever. He's a Superman now. He's a superhero.
I don't know. I would lean towards Marc Gasol because that's real work that you had to put in. Steven Adams just had to get some fashion tips.
Steven Adams is probably the strongest player in the NBA right now.
Cool beans. That doesn't get you anywhere on my list to me.
A lot of players get fit.
He beat up Marc Gasol. Let's go there. Let's talk about that. Who'd win in a fight at this point? Don't let Steven Adams put his hands on Marc Gasol. It might go down.
Chris Anderson or James Harden?
See, this is tough.
The battle of the Mohawks.
But it's also probably Chris Anderson.
I get it. I gotta give it to James Harden. Look how much that beard saved him. The aura points he gained. Look at that.
So he was derma rolling and had rosemary oil. So now I got to give it to him? No.
Yes. Bro, that beard was life-changing.
No. The effectiveness of the transformation is not what we're talking about here. Right? Who needed a transformation more is not the conversation. Just whose transformation is crazier. He has a mohawk. Not only is he fully tatted with color tattoos. He pops.
That's true.
That's white privilege, though. Of course he has color tattoos.
I'm sorry. The color tattoos we're not showing James Harden.
It is what it is.
Everybody has a different lot in life. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. Got to get your advantage.
Can't put it in a vacuum. So I'm going Chris Anderson.
All right. Chris Anderson it is. Mike Bibby or Shaquille O'Neal?
Mike Bibby, oh my God. This is every grown man's dream right there, bro.
No, I'm giving it to Mike Bibby. Shaq put on weight and got huge in the NBA. He did it for his profession. It was necessary for him to be a star. Mike Bibby, he was already retired. He got big for the love of the game. He got big as a hobby. Yeah. I gotta give it to Mike Bibby. He looks gigantic.
Big swole, man. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's.
I know. Yeah. Bro, he wants to make some Campbell's chicken noodle soup. He just rips the top off with his hands. He's crushing watermelons.
Bro, he's like 45, pushing 50 or something like that.
And he can still punch a hole through a punching bag.
This is Mike Bibby.
Yeah, I'm going Mike Bibby.
I know he could wield Thor's hammer. That's huge. He looks terrifying. Okay. Robert Horry or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
See, y'all set me up. Y'all set me up and I don't appreciate it.
That's crazy.
Because y'all had this stuff earlier in the show where you guys would...
This is a downgrade. Robert Horry, what the fuck happened, bro?
Where did your aura go?
You got a cool podcast, I guess, but goddamn, bro.
Yeah, shout out you transitioning to a new profession, but come on.
Yeah.
Where'd your height go? Fuck.
I don't like that. I don't like this.
Oh,
beard
shit.
grown.
That's it. He's the meme. He's the meme. That's it. Beard grown.
All Kareem did was get old. Robert Horry just turned into a new person.
Yeah. Definitely Robert Horry's the crazier one.
The eyes stayed the same though. You can still see it.
Man, next one.
That's the last one. Just want to hold here for a little bit and really take some time to digest this. Take a moment of silence.
Let's say yes.
And we're back.
Salute.
Next thing we're gonna do.
I didn't sign up for this.
I'm gonna list some all-time NBA teams, and you're gonna tell me which one is better. But these aren't all-time teams for a certain team or anything like that. There's some specific categories going on here.
Okay.
So first off, the all-time Jenners and Kardashians versus the all-time Mohawk team. For the Jenners and Kardashians, we have Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Lamar Odom, Blake Griffin, and Tristan Thompson. And for the Mohawks, we have James Harden, Jeremy Lin, Danny Green, Chris Anderson, and Dwight Howard.
Wait, Dwight Howard had a Mohawk?
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a Mohawk in Houston.
Oh, you're right.
I think the 1-2 combo of but we've seen that before. And they were like fine.
James Harden hated him.
Yeah. And like you could put like wherever Chandler Parsons was, you could put that with like Danny Green. Obviously Danny Green's better. But
yeah, I'm going that Kardashian team for sure.
The Kardashian team, definitely the cooler team, I'll say that.
You said there's Devin, Blake, and also Lamar Odom?
Yep. Here, I'll let me put it right
that team washes.
And Tristan Thompson? Prime Tristan?
Yeah, that team definitely washes them.
I don't know, the spacing with Ben Simmons, Lamar Odom, Blake Griffin, and Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, I think having Chris Anderson and Dwight is kind of weird.
Oh, you're right. Simmons does fuck shit up.
But he's just a point guard, though.
But I know your point guard not being having him, Odom, and Thompson, and also Blake Griffin.
It's a very like 1997 kind of roster where you have like one scorer, one shooter, everybody else is just out here just. But
I think talent beats all at the end of the day. I'm leaning towards the Kardashians. The talent's just overwhelming.
Listen, they have an eye for talent over in the Jenner household, so we got to go with them.
I mean, yeah, they got a game plan, a blueprint. They have a goal.
I thought you was going somewhere else. All right, we good. Yeah, I'll go with them.
Next up, we have the all-time NBA actors versus the all-time NBA rappers. We got LeBron James, Ray Allen, Michael Jordan, Shaq, Kareem versus Damian Lillard, Lonzo Ball, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Shaq.
There's a polar bear in Arlington.
Who's that polar bear?
Big baller himself, Lonzo Ball.
But he might be the best rapper on the list.
We have to. No way.
You're right. LeBron was spitting.
We have to go with the all-time actors.
Do we?
You know, Steph Curry was a rapper at one point too.
What?
Steph Curry was a rapper at one point.
Stop. No, he didn't put out an album.
He didn't put out an album.
I mean, he's LeBron and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but he has some shit.
He doesn't have a leaked single.
I'm okay. Well, who's better? Are they better actors or are they better rappers?
In general?
No, LeBron the actor is good.
LeBron the actor is good. Have you seen Space Jam?
I'm not talking about that. You ever seen Trainwreck?
Yeah.
He was great in Trainwreck. Trainwreck was good.
I don't know. Shaq can rap. Shaq can rap better than he can act.
Can he actually?
Shaq can rap, low-key.
Shout out Bill Hader.
Shout out Bill Hader. Shout out Barry.
Yeah.
So we're going with the actors?
Yeah, we're going with the actors.
Really? The Raptors lineup is unfuckable, though. Whoa.
They got Lonzo Ball.
Ray.
Yeah, they got big baller brand on their side. Are you kidding me?
What are you talking about?
The actors have Shaq and Kareem. What do you think?
Too big?
They have LeBron,
The rappers
Michael Jordan, Shaq, and Kareem. We're not picking them.
Okay.
Spacing.
Next up, the all-time light-skin lineup versus the all-time white lineup. We got Jason Kidd, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Blake Griffin, Wemby, or Luka, Jerry West, Bird, Dirk, Jokic.
All right, so Luka can handle Jason Kidd, obviously.
Easy.
They're both setting the table.
West is not going to know what to do with Curry.
Oh, man, if Steph Curry shooting played back there in the 70s, it would have been witchcraft.
Yeah. Blake can't guard Dirk. And Jokic obviously puts Wemby in a body bag.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum versus Larry Bird.
Damn. What does that mean? Fuck.
Are you siding with who I think you're siding with?
I mean, it's not February, so we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
The white boys got it.
They got it today.
I'm going with the all-time white team.
Half of me wants to say that they don't have it, but then half of me literally have to say, oh shit, they literally do have it.
I'm not surprised.
I'm going with the white
Just
team.
disappointed.
Yeah. It's the light skins. God damn.
I was messing it up.
Okay. Next one. Let me get this over here. We got the all-time NBA dads versus the all-time NBA sons. So players who either have a son in the NBA or their father played in the NBA. Got Gary Payton, Del Curry, Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, Bill Walton versus Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Kobe Bryant, Jaren Jackson, DeMontis Sabonis.
Man, I'm never picking Sabonis in this. I'll take the fathers.
What, you guys think Bill Walton's going to put him in a body bag?
He'd kill Sabonis.
You don't think Jaren can hold LeBron?
Those eyes.
But I don't know. They got Curry, Booker, Kobe.
That is tough. Curry, Booker, Kobe. You got
Pippen
Jaren Jackson mixed up the mid.
Pippen is locking down Booker. Peyton is giving Kobe a run for his money. He's just making things hard.
Is Del Curry going to guard Steph?
Del knows his son.
Yeah.
He knows what he likes to do.
He'll be a great communicator. You're right.
Exactly. So Del could guard Curry, and then obviously Bron is giving Jaren nightmares, and Bill Walton, Sabonis doesn't know what to do.
Okay.
Send him home crying.
Yeah.
Damn. No love for the youth. That makes sense. You're so unk. Of course you're gonna pick the dads. Yeah, that makes total sense. I don't know why I even thought otherwise.
Experience wins, man.
Yeah, I get it. You love old man strength. Next up, players named Jalen versus players who have beefed with Drake.
Whoa.
All-time anti-Drake lineup. In the lineup, we got John Morant, DeMar DeRozan, Dylan Brooks, LeBron James, and Perkins versus Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brown, Jalen Rose, Jalen Johnson, and Jalen Duren.
See, Jalen Duren and Perk are just the complete opposite.
Yeah. Really? Rock fight.
All Perk does is just be big and play defense, no offense.
Yeah.
All Jalen Duren can give you is some type of offense, no defense.
They're just big.
They're just boxing down low, boxing each other out the whole time.
Yeah, and Perk might be more effective in that role.
The players who have smoke with Drake, though, they have a certain edge to them.
They kind of fit, too.
They seek beef. They do something to piss somebody off, clearly, as we see by the fact they're on this list. I think they're going to get under the Jalen skins. The Jalen team is too soft. Too many pretty boys.
Nah, listen, Jalen Rose is never scared of the smoke.
DeMar DeRozan.
Jalen Brown, he's trying to fight corporations.
I mean, you're right about that, yeah.
Dylan Brooks would fight God if he could. Dylan Brooks has smoke for Zeus.
He's running.
Dylan Brooks would beef with anybody.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This team who beef with Drake,
dogs?
they're just unlimited dog on that team. You're right. Unlimited dog.
All right, we will go with the players who beef with Drake.
Yeah.
Shout out GNX.
This is so funny, the lore behind all of these. Kendrick Perkins has beef with Drake.
Yeah, what does Kendrick Perkins have to do with Drake? Like,
I forget. I don't even know. I don't even remember. I was just looking up. I forget what it was. They were on TV. He said something about him, and Drake clapped back at him. I forget.
Whenever
Perk just be talking, so like.
You remember that one Migos line? I think Quavo said, playing time. Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah. Kendrick Perkins just swinging at rappers.
Yeah.
They all hate him. Okay, last one. We have players with a podcast versus players with bald heads. So we got LeBron, D-Wade, Melo, KD, Shaq versus Jason Kidd, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Kevin Garnett, Kareem.
That is tough.
Man, these baldies are nice, bro.
That's tough. Okay.
These shiners can hoop.
So LeBron over Kidd, Kobe over Wade, Jordan over Melo, Garnett, KD in a 1-on-1. It's not in a 1-on-1, but like
neither one are guarding each other.
No, but it's tough.
Man,
ooh, wow.
Who do we go with? This is
wow.
tough. KD Shaq is filthy.
KD Shaq is a disgusting duo, but if there's anybody who can do anything to that duo, it's Kevin Garnett.
I guess there's
Jordan and Kobe together is hard.
We kind of have to go.
They're the same guy. They have no chemistry.
But KD and Melo are the only two shooters, like shooters on the
2013 LeBron is shooting.
Yeah.
LeBron at point guard. Can Jason Kidd fuck with LeBron at point guard?
Jason Kidd.
I don't know.
That might be the mismatch that wins the game.
I mean, he wouldn't guard him. Kobe would guard him.
So Jason Kidd would be guarding Wade?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Never mind.
We're dancing around it. It's the podcast, guys.
Give me the yappers, man. Let me show some solidarity with the fellow profession. Give me the podcasters.
I'll take the podcasters.
Yeah, I'm like, you think I'm a side with bald heads? You think that's who I want to align with?
I never want that. I never want that in my life.
I think I'm gonna align with a shiny.
We don't.
With the ball.
Yeah, I got the podcast.
I think I'm gonna align with the. No, I don't. I don't. Okay, we're going with the podcasters. Next game, let's have some fun. You guys yap for a second. Let me grab something.
Okay.
See, so I have beef with you.
What's up?
For what you did earlier.
I told everyone that you were a shitter. Everyone is. That was healthy bowel movement.
That was mean and uncalled for.
What you're doing is telling the kids, hey guys, have your greens.
That was uncalled for.
All right, that's enough shit discourse. Next thing we're going to do, got this hat here. See this nice little Dodgers cap? In it, I have pieces of paper folded up. We are going to play NBA charades.
All right.
So we're gonna draw one.
Lucky.
Everybody, I'll just give you one. Trying to look at it. Here's two. Give this one to Donovan.
Cool.
Here's this one for you. I got one. We're gonna take turns. You guys know how charades work. We have to try to act out who this player is and make the other people guess it without saying any words. Nothing's really off limits. If it's something hyper obvious, I guess don't try to do it. But charades rules. You know how it works.
All right, cool.
I guess I'll go first, and we'll go loop around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who I got? Donovan, you go first.
Wait, really?
I got to think of the best thing to do.
All right.
Donovan, you're first.
All right, here we go.
NBA charades. Let's do it. Okay, you're worried.
Is that LeBron?
Is it LeBron James?
No.
Okay.
You have a headache?
It's a 2-part.
Okay.
So it's like
You got a headache? You're scared? Oh my god. Oh my god. What am I gonna do? I'm
what
worried.
player's like?
Praising God.
We did it. Is that Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Damn! There we go. There we go.
What was this part? What the fuck was that?
Because he was like looking surprised. He was like, "Oh my god, we did it!
Yeah, we did it.
We couldn't believe it!"
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were gonna do some light skin shit.
Nah.
Start biting your lip.
All right. Let me
You
go
won't catch
next.
me on the internet in 4K.
Okay.
Let me go next. Okay. Imagine I'm standing up. I can't stand up because I can't frame, but
Are you grittying?
No.
on both legs. This is a gritty. But no.
Oh, Gritty and John Morant.
No. Not gritty.
Joel Embiid.
Dancing? What the fuck is this?
He's asking a bunch of questions.
You jumping? What the fuck is that?
He's jumping up and down.
What
You are off one thing.
Oh my God. No.
What is that?
Wait, okay.
You're close.
Okay.
Oh,
Russell Westbrook?
Shay.
Are you getting
Embiid?
fouled? Are you getting fouled? Are you crying? Luka Doncic?
Yes. Luka
Ah!
Doncic. Oh, yeah. That was giving hella attitude.
That was complaining?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is. Okay. My turn. So.
What the fuck?
Hey yo!
No, don't do that next to me.
No.
Oh, Trae Young.
Okay, that's
He's
Trae
rolling
Young.
dice.
Oh, so it's a real gambler. Is that Michael Jordan?
It's Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I'm shooting dice, gambling. I'm losing. Paying the price.
All right.
This dude said baldy.
Yeah. Y'all are sick for what you done.
I was like, oh.
Give us a Donovan.
Do another round.
Okay. Here's one for you. All right, Donovan, you go next.
There's only one thing that I can think of that I cannot say
Okay.
Nah, you gotta go first. I gotta figure.
I can go if you want. All right, I'll go.
You drawing charges? You got fists?
Send screens. Dishing. Like Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Yeah. I didn't want to do that. That was my last resort. You guys made me do that.
All right, mine. Oh, no.
Draymond?
Whoa, shit.
Elbow.
Whoa, runner test.
Oh, no, I did it wrong.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
All right, here we go.
Okay, they balled. Okay.
Are you Charles Barkley?
Yes.
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm big and bald.
How did you get that?
You know what you should have done?
I didn't want to do that though. I didn't want to do that. I wasn't gonna be double fisting churros.
The big old San Antonio.
You love to do that emote. Oh shit!
Exactly. You
The big old San Antonio.
You weren't gonna catch me doing that, but yes, that's what popped into my mind.
Oh my god,
man,
this is hilarious. Let's keep going till you run out of them.
Yeah.
Donovan.
NBA charades.
You. All right. Okay. I can't do that.
I can go first if you want.
Go ahead.
All right.
Kind of my money. Oh, he's cheap. Giannis? LeBron?
Bald? You're bald and about them bucks?
Oh, Shaq.
Shaq. He's about them bucks. He's not turning down a check.
Yeah.
All right, I got mine.
He would do a fucking.
It's taking all types of money.
All right, here we go.
You're light skin as hell. You're driving. You're
Devin Booker.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
Light skin about my car.
He literally posted something about that today. He bought a Impala or something like that with 86 miles.
First of all, they got sawdust and a screwdriver, and they made that mileage go down.
Yeah.
I've read Matilda. I know the game.
Okay.
Roy Hibbert, verticality.
No, not verticality.
Rudy Gobert.
Okay, that's dunking. Oh, gritty. That's John Morant. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
It's the stiffest gritty.
Yeah.
We got 3 left.
Let's do it. Empty the clip.
This is hilarious. Yeah.
All right, I got it because we got it instantly.
Okay. Good. You're shooting? Jalen Brunson, naturally.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Okay.
Okay. You go ahead. Let me think about this one. I'll do a little better.
Okay. This player is a little bit limited, but
Light skin.
You're thinking? You're a thinker?
A limited light skin.
Light skin dunker?
Jalen Johnson?
Light skin dunker.
Really just.
Oh, really? Oh, Kelly Oubre?
Yes. That's all you hear.
Just extreme. Yeah.
Just overload of light skin.
Yeah, overload of just sexiness.
I didn't say that. I said light skin.
Listen, you got it as soon as I hit a couple of these.
Okay, so.
LeBron.
This LeBron.
Oh my God.
Reads for 2 seconds.
Damn, that's crazy.
LeBron James is so easy. There's so many things to do.
Yeah.
I could have. And that's all those charades I got.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this again.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, throw this off.
I just got this hat. It's so hard.
That's nice.
Whoa. Scared the cat away. Okay, what are we going to do next? We're going to do a little 5-level challenge. We've been doing this a lot lately where we kind of gauge how good a player is in the current NBA by comparing them to 5 different levels of players.
Yeah.
We're going to do a past player, and you're going to tell me how good you think they'd be if they played today.
Okay.
And that past player is Dirk Nowitzki.
Mm.
How good would Dirk be if he played today?
Stretch 4, can get buckets at any level. Not really a defender, but it doesn't matter. We're talking about a former MVP here.
We are. Level 1, would he be better than Karl Anthony Towns?
Easily.
Going to bat for the best shooter of all time?
Easily.
Karl Anthony Towns, that's who he thinks he is. Sorry, Cat, but you got OGs ahead of you. He's better. Clears.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And listen, Dirk's defense might not be great. Neither is Cat's. So it's easily Dirk.
Yeah.
Level 2, Victor Wembanyama. Current day.
Come
so
on now.
he'll get better.
Come on now.
The defense is where the conversation's
you understand how I feel about Wemby. However, at the end of the day, the game is about buckets. Wow. And I still think that Wemby, while he has improved, he still doesn't have an offensive game to where he can carry an offense to be a top 10 unit in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna put a lot of value on that with Dirk. I'm giving Dirk the nod.
Yeah. Listen, in Wemby's prime, wouldn't be shocked at all if he's better than Dirk. Today is not Wemby's prime. We're going Dirk.
Okay. Talk to me about Dirk's creation and how he was on the ball. A lot of people sleep on that.
Yeah, we're going Dirk.
Dirk's okay.
Level 3, Anthony Davis. Maybe like the 8th best player in the world. It's getting a little difficult.
It is, but still,
man.
Again, Dirk's ability to 100% carry an offense and be the creator. We're like, listen, Anthony Davis, amazing scoring season, right? The Lakers are putting him in position to where he could be a scorer. And you know I've asked for that. But Dirk can get and create his own buckets more often than Anthony Davis. I think that it's just easier to have that piece in place. So I'm going to go Dirk.
We've seen that an AD-led team by himself isn't really going anywhere. Mm-hmm. The simple fact that Dirk can carry a team and be the best player on the team, we have to go with him.
It's consistent buckets. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Level 4, Jason Tatum. Would Dirk be a top 4 player in the league right now?
Yes.
Pete Dirk could be a top 4 player in the league. I think there's.
Keep in mind, defense and space matters more today than it did in the 2000s. So his defense is going to be a bigger issue than it was.
No, I think
it depends on if his team can cover his defense the right way. Then I don't think it's going to be an issue whatsoever.
Yeah. If you give him the same like center equivalent, because remember it was Dirk and Tyson Chandler who was DPOY. So if you put a DPOY center next to Dirk, he'll be fine. His scoring will still be as impactful. I'm gonna go Dirk.
If you put a DPOY next to him, that's a lot to ask.
that's what he had.
Okay.
Can't he just have Jared Allen? Damn.
DP, that's a tough ask. Yeah. Only so many DPOYs available.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Level 5, Giannis.
Nope. I'm not even entertaining that conversation.
Not entertaining it?
Yep, not entertaining. Offensively, I think because of Giannis's playmaking and also creation, those two things are just innately better. All Dirk has on him on that side of things is just shooting. That's it.
Yeah, people think Dirk is by far the better scorer. He's not. He's a more versatile scorer. Giannis's rim scoring is just as prolific. Maybe they're equal at scoring. You can go either way. Giannis is a better passer. Giannis is a miles better defender, better rebounder. We're going Giannis.
Giannis is trying to be like Dirk. He's trying to add the 1 foot step.
And what
back.
if he has that plus all the Giannis shit?
If he has that, great. He hasn't proven it to have it 100%. I don't think without a doubt it's kind of wild though.
It's close.
To say without a doubt, it's
the
Giannis.
defense to me, knowing that Giannis can at least bare minimum meet Dirk at his levels offensively, minus the shooting, while also having the ability to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. That's what in my mind makes you think like.
But imagine if you put Dirk in an era where all those 21 footers turn into 23 footers, and imagine he's taking 5 threes a game. Now Dirk can easily average 33.
And then I imagine teams like the Warriors or the Celtics and Oklahoma City Thunder making him run an emotion offense. I think about that too.
I'm gonna take Dirk.
I think about teams making Dirk try to protect the rim. I'm taking Giannis.
Yeah, his defense would be rougher in today's NBA.
Yeah, that's the caveat.
He'd still be great. He'd still be, and he's fucking MVP back then. He's still a top 5 player today, but I'm comfortable with Giannis being the more well-rounded, all-around better player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last thing we're gonna do. This is kind of fun. I'm gonna show you a top 5 list of something, and you got to guess what the category is. So they're a bit all over the place. Some of them are from Ranker. Some of them are stats and all-time rankings. Okay. So a little difficult. Try to tell me what this top 5 category is. First off, at 1 we have Bob Kaufman, 2 Lamar Odom, 3 Blake Griffin, 4 James Harden, 5 Bob McAdoo.
See,
this has to do so. Okay, they're all Clippers. Ooh.
But it can't be you can't have a Clippers top 5 and not have Chris Paul in it.
I mean, this could be
when Chris Paul doesn't do everything well.
Is this?
What?
Oh wait. Maybe it is Clippers. What if this
is Clippers for sure? But what Clippers aspect has James Harden already inserted himself into an all-time conversation?
You thinking maybe passing, maybe assists? No. Chris Paul would be scoring.
Because even then, Nah, I can't be scoring.
Bob Kaufman is number 1. Do you know who that is?
No.
It sounds like a principal.
That's what I'm saying. Are we talking? Maybe it's like playoff wins or something. Actually, nah.
And the Clippers, damn sure not playoff wins.
Nah, it's something irrelevant. If it was something of relevance, then CP3 would be here 100%. But it's Bob Kaufman.
Can you give us some context on Bob Kaufman? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Just the name.
You gotta give up.
People. Yeah,
I know it's something irrelevant. I give up.
This is Clippers triple-double leaders all time.
Damn, yeah.
Chris Paul doesn't grab rebounds.
That's
That's all he's missing.
Yeah, you did leak that.
Yeah, and like the number one, like James Harden has like 4.
Yeah.
He's in the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, we got Kareem, Nasty Man, Parrish, Oakley, Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'm gonna.
Some legends here, and a sicko.
Okay. We got a bunch of bigs here.
Who are these bigs?
Who are these bigs?
Many are asking.
Kareem, Malone, Hakeem are obviously up there. We thinking maybe like blocks. We thinking fouls, maybe, because obviously Oakley being there, it has to be something with fouls. And so I'm gonna go.
Fouls would make sense in terms of longevity and how these like align with each other.
I know. Well,
Is it fouls?
It is most personal fouls in
There you
NBA history.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you guys are tap dancing around it. I was hoping you would try to convince yourself it's not.
Yeah.
This is personal fouls. The big bruisers.
There we go. Yeah, I like that.
Next one.
Shout out Oakley, man.
Next one, we got number 1, Keyshawn George. 2, Mike Conley. 3, Keon Johnson. 4, Dante DiVincenzo. And 5, DeJounte Murray.
What type of... Ew. Keyshawn George? Rookie? Then you got Mike Conley, Keon Johnson. Dude,
This is the most random names I've ever seen.
Keon Johnson was part of like the 2018-19 draft or whatever. He's on like the Nets or something like that.
Is this like the most missed threes in the year?
Not quite. You're not super far off though.
I know it can't be.
This
can't
like
be a positive list.
This has to do like I think these like the most inefficient players that the NBA has to offer right now.
Yes, it's the lowest field goal percentages in the NBA right now.
Woo! DeJounte Murray, oh my God.
As of December 18th, all these guys are below 39% from the field.
Wait. Shout out to Trae Young. He didn't touch this list. I love it. There we go.
Hey, he's bottom 10 though. He's close.
Hey.
He's not too far off. Okay. Next one. Yeah, Trae Young is dangerously close to this territory. He might have been like 6 or 7.
Hey, yo. The cat just jumped on the windowsill.
Oh, shit. Next one. We got Kelly Oubre, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Zach LaVine, Jalen Green.
Kelly Oubre?
See, we got Kelly Oubre 1?
Kelly Oubre 1.
What is he 1 at?
Devin Booker 2.
D-Book, Ant, LaVine,
What is
and
Kelly
Jalen
Oubre?
Green.
What are these Kelly Oubre categories?
Yeah.
There's only like 2 categories that you could think of, and one of them, Anthony Edwards, is in here, so it's not like that one.
I'm not gonna lie to you, this is incredibly obvious.
What?
He said, no, it's not.
Oubre throws everything off for me.
But it doesn't at all, actually. It brings it all together quite easily.
It's not light skins. Because...
In a way. No, it's not, but in a way.
Not in a way. See, I'm not trying to get too deep into my like, what's wrong with light skins? Like, I'm not trying to say anything. Maybe... See, I was thinking something about like Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, close.
And like Instagram followers or like Twitter followers. Oubre, Booker, Ant.
Wait, did the cat jump on the floor?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. No, she has hops. She has hops.
40-inch vertical nut shit. That's beyond 40.
I can't. I might have to give up. I might have to give up.
This is the hottest players in the NBA according to Ranker. The community voted them the hottest guys.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
You don't think Anthony Edwards has aura?
Aura and hot are 2 completely different conversations.
I
If
think
you want, we can have that conversation too.
We don't need to have the breakdown between aura and hot.
I'll ask you real quick. Who's hot but has no aura?
Hot and have no aura?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Jason Tatum. He's the perfect example.
Yeah, Jason Tatum's hot but has no aura.
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
Do you think Devin Booker's hot, but has no? You think Booker has no aura?
Oh, not no aura. He's not. No, not no. But it doesn't match.
Who has aura, but not, well, I guess you just said outside of Ant. Who has aura, but it's not hot?
LeBron James. Yeah, apparently it's the hottest guy.
Damn, Ranker, are you serious? Who are they asking for you?
The people.
Who are the people? Show me them right now.
Show me these
Who are these people? Yeah.
Okay, next one. We have Joel Embiid, LeBron James, James Harden, Marcus Smart, Chris Paul.
Oh, these are whiners here.
Uh,
Joel Embiid only played 6 games, so his numbers are astronomical. Wait, I got this. According to Ranker, these are probably the most annoying players.
Not annoying players.
The players that flop the most.
This is the biggest floppers according to Ranker. Yeah, so you were close with annoying. You just got to think about why they're annoying.
He lobbed it up.
Yeah, that one's easy. If Marcus Smart's on the list next to James Harden, like what else could it be?
These are all-time names, and then you got Marcus Smart there.
Yeah, like what else could it be? Okay, next one. Jamal Crawford, CJ McCollum, Drazen Petrovic, Jason Terry, Lamar Odom.
These are the coolest. I don't know. Jamal.
This is a hard one. This is some random ass names.
Jamal, CJ McCollum.
Jamal Crawford.
What does Drazen Petrovic look like?
White.
I know he looks like he's from over there, but I don't know what he looks like really.
But that's what I'm saying. Like old school guy.
He's white, short, dark hair.
Yeah, old school.
6'7".
Old school guy from over there.
Did he play on the Kings?
He played on
the Nets.
Got Lamar Odom, lefty. I'm not sure where to take this.
CJ McCollum and Lamar Odom.
What are we gonna do?
None of these players went to an All-Star game.
This is it. This is the 5 best players to never make an All-Star game, according to Ranker.
Drazen Petrovic, okay.
Drazen was a bucket. He died, so he didn't have a chance to make a playoffs. I mean, All-Star. Yeah, he played like 4 years and he died. You don't know about Drazen Petrovic?
Are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Can you read a book?
What the fuck? He died?
Fucking crayon eater. Mo is such an iPad kid.
Rest in peace. What the hell? He died.
He's like sad. He has this new empathy for a guy he didn't know existed.
No way.
He said, not Drazen. I was just talking to Drazen the other day. I just saw him.
Let me see if I...
Not Draws. Big Draws.
No, I actually seen this dude highlight the other day on TikTok. What the fuck?
I grew up with his aunt.
Damn.
Our moms know each other.
He said, little Draws from across the street.
Yeah.
In a car accident?
Draws.
Damn.
Yep.
How much of a bucket getter was he really?
He was a bucket getter for sure.
He was a capital Ooter.
One of the best shooters there.
A real life Ooter.
Okay, one more category once we get Mo off.
Oh my God, he put like 22 a game? What the fuck?
How did you miss Drazen Petrovic in NBA history?
Dude, we've never mentioned him on this pod ever once.
Why would we?
Because it's Drazen Petrovic.
Nah, don't disrespect.
It's just so random. Like, what category do we get to Drazen Petrovic?
Jeez, bro. My new favorite player.
There you go. Go watch some highlights. Go do some research. Okay, last category. We have the Lakers, the Warriors, the Knicks, the Heat, and the Celtics.
See, these are the teams with the most followers on Instagram.
It is not the most followers.
Most followers on Twitter.
It's not the most followers on Twitter.
These are just the most popular teams that the NBA has to offer.
This is not the most popular team that the NBA has to offer.
Because it can't be the most.
These teams sell out the most.
It's not
the Miami Heat, you're right. Fuck.
It's not ticket sales.
Nobody.
It's not value because the Celtics would be higher than 5. Or would they? Are these the most valuable? No.
These are not the most valuable teams.
Yeah, because the Knicks would be 2.
Most annoying fan bases.
This is the most annoying fan bases.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
We got to go.
Look at that. The most annoying fan bases according to Ranker.
Are Miami Heat fans really that annoying?
Apparently. I don't know why they're up here, but they have the people spoke at Ranker.
They're kind of like fair weather. They don't really show up. And
They be at the beach too much. Pretty boys.
Yeah.
Soft. I don't like them.
Damn. Okay.
And that's the end of our episode. If people are still here, what should they comment?
RP Drazen Petrovic.
Comment RP Drazen Petrovic and comment Donovan shit himself to sleep.
Come on, man.
Come
on,
this is the Bully Donovan episode.
Y'all wonder why I yell.
Take your fiber, kids.
Man, get out of here.
We'll see y'all next week.
Let's go home.
Merry TD3 Christmas. Check out the merch. Goodbye.